Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Jorge. It's me, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
I'm good. How are you? So we got a lot of talk about this on this conspiracy stuff. Welcome to the show, by the way, Jorge.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
No problem. So how are you doing today, by the way?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just got back from school and,
Oh,
same old, just working on some videos.
oh, you just got back now?
Oh, no, not now, no, like a few minutes ago.
Oh, wow. So how often do you make videos? Because
Um,
because
I tried to go for like every month or every 2 weeks or so, but mainly every month.
Oh, wow. Nice. Uh, Back then I was more active, but heck is a hell of a long story. But we're not gonna get into that now. But the conspiracy theories, that's the part I admit you know more about. I've had a childhood where I had more cartoons, and I admit you know a hell of a lot more than me when it comes to these cartoons than I do. It when it comes to conspiracies. Why this and that? Why are the characters in this sort of manner? Why does this happen? How is a show supposed to be?
Yeah.
But before you go into that, talk about yourself a little. Tell us a little about yourself.
About myself?
Yeah.
Well,
Besides being a video maker, or you're a college student. You know.
growing up, I was just always into that kind of stuff. I would always spend my time just looking up conspiracy theories about TV shows or just real life in general, and I was just into that. I was really interested, and when I made my YouTube channel, I realized that there was no list, there was no like compilation, I guess, of those conspiracy theories of kids shows. So I made one, and it got really popular, and it sparked conversation. So just that kind of like what if stuff, like
And
this could be real. That's what really interests me, and that's what kind of like led me to make the top 20 childhood conspiracy theories and to make my channel.
and your channel is Blame It on Jorge.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, let's get this show on the road. Talk about the cartoons you watch before we get into conspiracies. Let's talk about the cartoons you watch and may still do, because I got a hell of a lot more in my on the top of my head that I've watched.
Oh, as a kid,
Yeah.
oh, there's so many. There's so many. I was really into Nickelodeon, so I'd watch
Mm.
Fairly Odd Parents, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Before oh wait, hold on a sec. The Adventure of Jimmy Neutron. I had Debbie Berry on not too long ago. She did the voice.
You really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Continue.
Oh yeah. Off the top of my head, Danny Phantom. Oh, what else? What else was there? I can't really recall. From Cartoon Network, later on, I watched Chowder, Flapjack. Teen Titans was also a really, really good one. Coding, Kids Next Door, Camp Lazo. There was a lot of shows. I don't really watch some of the newer stuff now, like the Adventures of Gumball, something like that, and Adventure Time. But from the top of my head, those were the main ones that I would really, really watch. I would really enjoy those as a kid.
Wow. So the only cartoons I think in Cartoon Network that are still good is Adventure Time and Regular Show, because they got these all cartoons like out of Cartoon Network, and
Yeah, a lot of the original ones, or at least the ones that I grew up with.
and
But I've seen a little bit of Adventure Time, just a little bit, and
Yeah,
Regular Show
it's a good
I haven't
show.
catch too much. I rarely watch TV now, which is ironic because I do TV show conspiracies.
oh, so you only talked about the conspiracies. You only talked about in that video, or do you normally do this on a daily basis?
Oh, mainly that video. I'm thinking about redoing it and doing some more, but it's mainly that video. I can't recall of another time where I talked about more conspiracies on kids shows. Mainly that video, but I would look up a lot of them, and I research a lot of them.
Oh wow. So to start off, the talk about the video, the disturbing moments in cartoons. Now,
Oh,
yeah, is this one in case if anybody's listening? Disturbing moments in kids shows.
yeah, that video. nothing really with theories.
A lot of
But
cartoons
it's
that I
just
grew up with.
It's Hey Arnold and some of them. So, what
oh
exactly is most? Because I remember I was reading in Ren and Stimpy,
Stimpy, Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, there was some some scenes that were, they were probably inappropriate but I don't think the guys should have got his cartoon taken away because they claim it's low ratings or low money, but they probably want to censor the cartoons. Like I know it's some stuff about issues on being appropriate, but this is my childhood. Are you gonna diss me on my? Are you gonna try to diss my childhood just because I listened to a song? Turn me on. I listened to a song. Get busy. They're pretty sexual songs, and I was 8 when I listened to them. So no.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of kids would catch on to it. I think the real problem was with the parents
Oh
because that
yeah,
show had like even tobacco references and like just some really like whoa things, that I don't think kids would like really get. But it's the parents that are like, well, we can't be
that's the problem. The
exposing our kids to
parents,
this.
yes.
Some of the '90s shows were really really out there. I don't know if you know Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show was like riddled with adult jokes. It's insane.
Oh yeah, and speaking of jokes we never got as kids, um, could you give me a few, tell me on like some of these adult jokes? Some of them I don't even get. This is from for instance, number third, this one.
And my personal favorite, Lonely Space Victim.
Was he talking about like some lady or some of these I still don't get, and I've watched Rugrats.
Yeah, I think lonely space victims or something like that is related to like pornography
Oh.
for the lonely.
Yes, well, it's
Oh, that one I do get. A sextant. A sextant is actually a tool that navigators use, by the way.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised. I don't know. I might make a list about it, but I'm
You
surprised
didn't know
how
you didn't
these
know
things
that?
like slip in.
You didn't know
They
that?
get past the censors.
Oh boy.
You're not too old, Grandpa, and you've still got plenty of brain cells.
No, not since Woodstock.
You can
He's doubting himself?
Woodstock. A lot of people just had
Oh.
like it was a concert and people just smoked and had sex like right then and there, like watching the concert.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Think this is funny?
Some people say Uranus, but I always said Uranus. So
Yeah, I say Uranus too. I'm just used to it.
yeah, some people say Ebola. Some people say Ebola. Like I'm used to saying Ebola, but like I don't know, like it is.
Oh, I
Is
say
that-
Ebola. I've
Is there a
actually
right way
never
to
heard
say
Ebola,
this
though.
stuff necessarily, or do
That-
people really?
It's same thing. People understand. But like maybe like the pronunciation made it past the censors. Like people are like, "What Uranus? What the hell is that?"
Yeah, but that's like you are, text language, But how could the guy actually name that? Like I don't know what could be going in his head at that time. Like maybe 1700s,
Oh, dude.
1800s.
There are some weird things, man.
Put her there, Uncle.
Yeah, he shakes his hand, but it looks like his hand was filled with a what.
Yeah, it's really really bizarre how like just these things can like get through. Of course, like none of us are like we're not crazy people. We didn't get it as kids, so
Yeah, but what
Again, it's
exactly is the
just-
joke
huh?
there? Is there like
Huh?
toilet humor? In that one where this pig like throws the duck at the back of the car and he smells his hand, it stinks. What
yeah,
kind of
it
joke is
could be
that?
toilet humor or like something else.
Oh, this one was from Ren and Stimpy, by the way.
I just love skinny dipping. Hey, fellers!
Is it about Ren and Stimpy are like staring at it? Is it like nudity?
Yeah, nudity. That's skinny dipping.
Oh, I never done that. And he and
Yeah, dude, America's pretty hardcore with our censors.
oh boy, this next one is the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my god.
And cologne, breath mints, and cufflinks, and some of these.
Uh,
Oh, that one was too fast.
the Powerpuff Girls put like stuff on the professor, like helping him like as if like a makeup artist or something, helping them like they want to like dress and make them smell nice. But I don't get what kind
Oh.
of joke is that. So some Buttercup was putting hair gel, she was putting stuff into his mouth. I'm not sure if
Ooh.
it's some kind of.
Not so sure. I'll probably have to look into that. See, like we don't even get it, you know. So that's how we can get through.
People don't get it. I don't get it, but I've watched these cartoons. I love the Powerpuff Girls. You know.
Yeah, me too, dude. No worries.
This next one is from The Simpsons.
Single white female wanted for mysterious expedition.
What do you think, Smithers?
I think women and semen don't mix.
Well, not because he's
But
gay
that's The
necessarily,
Simpsons.
but is he saying like as a gay comment?
No, it's just mentioning it. I don't know. It's The Simpsons.
I think
It's not really a kid show.
I think it's more of a comment, not just probably because he's gay, but you know, because maybe guys, you don't need women necessarily. He's putting his own perspective. That's what I think.
Or maybe he just doesn't want. Maybe like he doesn't want to get a girl pregnant, so he's like, "Hey, women and semen don't mix." I don't know.
That frisk the woman!
This one was. This one was the. This one was what's it? Jessica Rabbit? Was it?
Nice booby trap.
Oh,
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit was. It was. I'm sure you heard of Jessica Rabbit.
yeah,
Yeah, but so I guess that he was trying to flirt with her, maybe.
yeah. I think I heard him say like nice boobies or something.
And this one,
What's the matter, Toots? Afraid of a little bang?
I think he's probably trying to flirt with her too.
Yeah.
This next one is maybe, if I'm right, it's the one the classical ones. Where do babies come from? I think it was.
And that, Tuck, is where babies come from.
How would you explain to a little kid
That's
that
my understanding
being
of it
appropriate
anyway.
and you know and
Oh.
and not BSing them?
Oh, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to tell them.
I think it more is like as a factory, and the father has like merchandise. I'm sure kids know what a factory is. You know what does it mean products? What does it mean? You know, this is industry stuff. You know, and you know the mother processes them, and eventually they come out as the product, and they're shipped off to the stores. I'm probably I think I'm trying to remember how I interpret it, but I think that's the best interpretation. You're not cursing. You're not using pornography terms. You're not using anything like that at all. You're keeping it appropriate. You're not BSing them, and you're explaining them.
Yeah, that's
Am I
pretty
right?
solid until they grow up, you know, and then you have to let them know. But yeah, that's
But, like,
I've
people
never thought
think
of that. I
that
think
there
that's a
should
pretty
be-
good explanation for when they're young.
People think that it shouldn't be like sex ed. Some people could it be that like sex ed it should be for kids that are younger, because that way they by the time they're like 12 they won't feel lost, because they start when they're 12. So how you expect them not to be lost by the time they're like maybe 20, like me? Well, I don't know if you're 20.
High
but
school. I took sex ed in high school. It's kind of required.
It's required.
Yeah.
And you know, this is from My Little Pony. Well, one of the ponies was seen the other naked, so I'm not too sure.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I don't really even watch the show that often, but I'm surprised they have something like
Yeah, they had the term brony for that.
that.
Sorry, Sandy, I have to go get my haircut.
SpongeBob doesn't have hair? Or does he?
SpongeBob is not
I'm-
going anywhere.
I'm guessing that's like public hair,
Probably, but like,
since like the rest of his body is exposed, you know.
yeah, and Sandy was without her astronaut.
Oh.
costume. So well, without her astronaut gear, so he was having the helmet on. Yeah.
Thanks, big man. We've all been touched by your bigness.
Mm-hmm. Supple and firm. Good muscle tone. Ah, youth. Cough, please.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Rocco.
This is Rocco.
Mrs. Bighead?
Sorry, we full up. Won't have room for another 20 minutes. You wait? Oh, we have premature departure. You can have room now. How long you want?
Just till tomorrow.
All night? Okay.
Let me be the first to welcome you aboard Chokey Chicken Incorporated.
Knock off the crying. That's not my grave.
Why don't you just jump on our doggy-style boat ride? Everybody on their hands and knees?
Do you get these?
Yeah, Rocco's Modern Life was just the biggest culprit for this.
Oh, I haven't seen the cartoon. I've only seen videos about it. There's one video from Rocco's Modern Life where it was just some kind of, oh man, it's just like the video itself. I'm not sure if it was the Wacky Deli Chronicles or where you see some random stuff. I'm not sure it was or was it the Wacky Deli or. There's the one I'm thinking of in my mind is one that it includes a bunch of random tricks where like this woman is like squeezing it, like this, like crumbling up a sandwich, and you see like it's gross.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's some kind of parody video or something like that.
What? I've never seen anything like that.
This one, and oh yeah, it's this one. You're a huge fan of the show?
The meatloaf should be spongy, yet firm.
Oh, you're a huge fan of Rocco?
I've never watched the show growing up, but now I'm completely aware of how insane it was.
You know, it was I am the cheese and whatever whatever the guy is trying to say.
Yeah, dude, that's so like I kind of want to rewatch it just to see how many I can catch because it's madness.
Wow. So and some of these are banned. You know, I'll skip around. Before I get to that one, I'll skip around this one. The top 20 disturbing moments.
Yeah.
Visiting Canada, our heroes begin to have flashbacks of very painful experiences in their lives. Sabretooth probably being one of the worst offenders.
You're like an expert on this, man.
We learned that
yeah, that's another narrator.
Relationship between himself and his father.
He allows this exoskin to consume her. She turns into a normal girl.
And then it happens again.
Stu, I didn't know you were coming over.
I'm not Stu.
Oh, Chucky and his mom.
Ew. What?
I don't know how to, like, all kinds of different animation. Like, for instance, if you were seeing Flapjack, if you were seeing Courage the Cowardly Dog, if he was looking at something weird, you would see some kind of weird, random stuff. Like, the eyes could be completely weird. It could be something like, it could look like something completely not even, it doesn't even look like the graphics. It could be some kind of different graphics. It could be real life stuff.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, every now and then, like, it's just they'll just show something really, really weird. Kind of freaky.
You'll awaken them.
I never saw Goosebumps, but I've heard of the book. It's, exactly.
What are they doing?
Oh, the book is cool.
This is where like when like heads like get out and like they're like ghosts. They're like chasing him.
Which is bizarre. I hate that. I always really like the show though. I read some of the books, but I really like the show.
In the episode Party of One, my personal favorites, Pinkie Pie throws a party and invites every one of her friends. However, nobody could show up, and Pinkie Pie being the ADHD hopped up pony we all know.
As far as the bombshell part here is I have ADHD myself.
That's great.
I don't think I have the most.
Yeah, you show up.
She makes it. She tries to make it look like she puts like rocks and all kinds of stuff to make it look like she's not lonely.
Yeah, because nobody came
And
to her
one can-
little party.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you're right. Like some of
You
these
may be
episodes ended up
asking-
being banned, or actually not a lot, but
We'll get to that.
it's-
We'll get to that soon. And
Okay.
here's this one for the professor who it looks like he has like red eyes.
Self. Who invented this gas? Well, it was none other than him.
Supposedly it's about like him is saying like to be gay is bad. The professor like disowned him. He created him or something. He disowned him for being gay.
The theory was that
Something like
I
that.
remember it. Him is actually the professor's cousin, and he was gay. Him was gay. So the professor was like, "Oh, don't talk to him. Don't talk to your cousin." Just he would refer to his brother as him.
You hate them too? Oh, I knew I could count on you. But how could I possibly beat them?
Captain Planet. In this
Some of these
episode,
cartoons I never even heard
Linka's
of.
cousin Boris gets hooked on a new drug called Bliss, which is being distributed by a villain named Scum.
Get Bliss now.
Is it acid? It's acid, isn't it?
Probably acid.
Linka gets kidnapped, and eventually her and Boris both become addicted to the drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
After almost being saved from the Planeteers, Boris collapses and dies right in front of Linka.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Bliss killed him. I'm sorry. No, you are lying. Boris, it's me, Linka.
He died.
Wake up!
Linka. He's dead.
No, no.
In the episode, Sven Hoek, Ren's cousin Sven visits, and it turns out that Sven is just as stupid as Stimpy.
This is from Ren
After
and
Ren
Stimpy.
comes home from a long day of work, he finds all of his possessions violated by Sven and Stimpy. And then
Wait, so I've never watched Stimpy, but what do you think is going on in this one? Something about possessions stolen.
he just gets really mad about his items being touched, and
He's
just
paranoid about that?
Yeah. The following scene takes place.
Oh, what I'm gonna do to you.
I'm so angry.
See, you don't have any of this stuff unless it's The Simpsons, which is not really for kids. It's more like an adult cartoon. But even though that there were some disturbing moments, they have taught a bunch of lessons, and maybe they would morph you into what you are today, giving virtues and all that. But it's too much of this. I'm not sure if it's from the left, where it's you're infringing somebody's freedom of speech. If it offends someone, political correctness, tyranny with manners. If your right to end where my feelings begin. So if somebody gets offended, you're not gonna have the cartoon for long.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Oh God, I hate that for real.
Black comedy. Like in the episode, How the West Was Fun, when Flapjack and Captain Knuckles hallucinated the world ending.
I saw Flapjack.
I really like Flapjack.
Oh, that episode.
Man the cells, boy.
If you know what's good for you.
Or in Pun Times, when Flapjack is being out-punned.
Obvious limes. I see you're not yellow, fellow, but I don't want to make you blue. So get a clue and purple the plug before you played, or I'll arrange a rainbow on your parade.
Also in
boy.
Who Let the Cats Out of the Old Bag's House.
That sure was fun, huh, Kitty?
You see like a random picture, like Flapjack, but the most was Courage the Cowardly Dog though.
Yeah, Flapjack was pretty dark, but Courage was just some
Courage
type
is
of
the top.
I don't know.
Thanks to cake.
But arguably the freakiest moment has to be in this episode. Knuckles and his hilarious problem. After being tied onto a raft and drifting off to sea, Knuckles has this disturbing hallucination.
Shown of
It's Tom
Tom
and Jerry.
desperately trying to win his girlfriend back after
Uh,
she had left him
I
for a
think- I
much
believe
more
I saw this
richer
once or
cat.
twice.
Tom spends his life savings
Oh
buying
yeah,
her jewelry,
the ending of Tom and
giving
Jerry. You
himself
know they
up
still
to
have it now. He
slavery
does
to buy a
everything.
new car and other things, but nothing works.
Eventually they
Finally,
want
we come
to
back
kill
to the
themselves.
railroad.
Yeah,
Jerry is
but with
looking
the train
down at a
tracks.
depressed Tom.
The same thing happened to
thankful
Jerry too.
Of his girlfriend. However, the same thing happens to Jerry. She cheats on him for a much richer mouse, and Jerry falls under the same depression. He joins Tom on the train tracks.
But they don't show the train
the
though.
episode ends
I guess
They don't, but it's very heavily eluded. Like you can hear the train, the sound.
Before cutting to end.
But what would happen if they showed it? Were they like?
Banned. It'd be banned.
It would be banned.
Probably.
I think got YouTube for that. But I don't know. Like, would Tom and Jerry have been maybe? Could they have been a couple if they? I don't know. In a way.
Probably more of a love-hate relationship.
I guess.
Necessarily a kid show, let alone a children's cartoon. Many kids, like myself, tuned in to watch the high-octane action known as Dragon Ball Z after school.
I remember,
During
we
the
after
Imperfect
school,
Cell
those were the
saga,
good old days.
there's a moment where Cell absorbs an innocent man before fighting Piccolo.
I didn't see much Dragon
The
Ball
man
Z,
initially
but I
thinks
liked
that
it.
he was
It's not
free.
bad.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
That was until Cell shows him otherwise, showing us some of the most disturbing imagery throughout the series.
It looks like he's about to stab him with a finger. It looks like it's purple and black, the dollar bills, and he's like rotting.
Pretty silly for SpongeBob and Patrick to assume that a butterfly is a monster. Until this happens.
Oh, it shows a picture of a butterfly up close.
I think I'm alone on that one. That one really screwed me over. I hated that one, but a lot of people were saying it wasn't scary.
Wait, how did it screw you over?
I just hated it. It freaked the hell out of me. So it could be the scariest.
This is
like,
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Humanity's
Now,
Curse.
that one takes the cake.
Yeah.
I wish the show would be back. Come on, we're gonna let parents, stop the children from having a childhood, or wanting to just mess around and have fun. It's all fictional, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Besides, in the future, if this goes on, we're not gonna be able to watch anything.
In this case, I realized she needed space.
And many others. Of course, the
There's
one
one
to
where
top them
some
all
girl gets a
is
haircut,
from the
one
episode
where it looks like
Perfect.
Muriel's a demon.
Courage creates an
One's
imaginary
this,
teacher
some
to teach him
teacher.
how to be perfect. Nothing
And
disturbing
his eyes
so
are like
far,
all red.
except for this infamous moment.
Some new thing comes out. I forgot. Something comes out and tells Courage that he's not perfect, and he goes nuts. Oh boy,
Yeah, that was really weird.
Oh boy. Now, as far as we're gonna get to the fun part now. Before I get there, so what'd you think? Like, this is your video, so any what's your 2 cents on it?
I've had plans on redoing it because I've read the comments a lot, and I've apparently missed a lot of things, and it's a really popular video, man. I'm happy it is, and I'm gonna do disturbing moments in kids film next. So I'm just happy it got where it is, and I'm planning on I plan on redoing it.
Views. You know, YouTube hacks the viewing count. I've been told, and that's the case. You know, videos where it's about it could be something about owning a home and how the banks are ripping off the people. You only see a video that's only 5,000 people seen. Like, is this a joke or what?
Yeah, that's really weird, and that's a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard even like I don't know if you know the online activist group Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they were talking about it a lot, calling out Bank of America and stuff.
I like Anonymous. Anonymous is all of us.
Yeah, that's the point, kind of. You know, the common man.
And now the fun part, the top 20 childhood conspiracy theories.
This video contains theories about possible explanations for the origins of children television shows and more. Any material
How do you get
used
those
in this
voices
video
that
is
are
for educational and
like it looks like those some guy or girl, it's anonymous, some kind of robotic voice. Is that like some software you get?
Yeah, it's a program that you can download, and you type it in. It's kind of tricky because sometimes it'll say it wrong, so you have to like type it wrong to make it sound right. It's kind of tricky, but it gets the job done.
Oh, nice.
viewing
Yeah,
purposes.
I'm pretty sure that's how Anonymous does it.
No copyright infringement intended.
That's how you disguise the videos. But even so, some people wouldn't come out now. This is off air.
Growing up, my childhood was jacked up with awesome TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
And for every children's television show, there's
Girls,
usually a theory for
Cowardly
why the
Dog.
show exists and what it could be based on.
Ed and Eddie.
Some theories are clever and fun to
Let's
watch.
get to the- let's get to the theories.
Others are eerily convenient and make a lot of sense.
Pokemon.
And today, I'm going to count down my favorite cartoon conspiracy theories.
Alright. Some
Just
of
a
them,
reminder that these are just theories.
It's gonna take a while even to
And while some might
dive
find them
to
stupid
even
and
get
pointless,
into.
I think they're cool and
deep into
interesting.
these conspiracies,
It's
you know?
fun to overthink.
Yeah,
With that
I
being
agree. It's
said,
very
here are
fun
the
to
top
overthink.
20
I overthink
cartoon
everything. I think
conspiracy
I'm all
theories.
over the place. It was admitted by
This
people.
channel has no regard for your childhood. It will be ruined.
Now, as far as Adventure Time, supposedly it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Number 20. Samurai Jack and the
But
Powerpuff
before
Girls.
we get to that one, Samurai Jack and the Powerpuff Girls in the same universe. It looks alike. So, what's your thoughts on that one conspiracy?
It could be Easter eggs, but if we're gonna like go by the universe rules, it could very well be
Are in the same universe.
It's the same thing. Pretty
Not
much.
much is said about
it's
this
all
theory,
like
other
it's
than
all
some
like on
comparisons.
different maybe different
Like how
dimensions,
Professor Utonium
different
and
time.
Samurai Jack
You know, the Professor Utonium looks like Samurai Jack a lot like him.
and like the two cities look the same, and there's like a billboard that looks that is the same.
Yeah.
There seems to be
The
a
Powerpuff
post-
Girls here's the city we have Townsville, and here we have Samurai Jack. It looks like Townsville looks like a shrunk.
Or destroyed.
That. But you could talk to creators, nothing. They I don't know. I will get to that someday. And nothing happens, you know. The guy from Ed and Eddie, he said he would reveal what's under his head. Nah, he still failed today.
Oh yeah, that never happened.
And it's not like he's not a bad guy for doing that. I have nothing against him. And I still love the show, you know. I can't tell if
these things happens.
Yeah.
Apocalyptic version of the city of Townsville in Samurai Jack. And this sign of the dog from the Powerpuff Girls.
This
in
could
both
be Easter
shows.
egg. You know, you see some dog, and it looks like an advertisement from Japan. This dog food, and you see something similar to that in Samurai Jack.
Coincidence?
What do you think on that one? Could these creators have known each other like behind the scenes and nobody knew?
I think it's possible that it's the same creators, or at least like the same team. You know, the same like mindset.
I think not. Maybe some fatal fight between the Powerpuff Girls and some enemy almost destroyed the world.
There was an episode
Then
of that
the
where
professor,
Powerpuff Boy
being a
used to play.
scientist, pulled the Captain
Oh, yeah.
America on us and made himself a super samurai. We don't know, but it's an interesting theory with interesting evidence.
But did you ever get in contact with any of these creators? Possibly.
No, not at all. I don't think they
Because I talked to
I don't
like
think
one of them.
if
Well,
they talk
actually,
about it, then
there's
people
not a
might
lot of
start like
cartoons.
believing, and I don't think they want that.
Well, it's just questions. No, there's no harm in asking. You know?
Number 19, Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, Dr. Claw's real gadget. This reminds you that even Mario was supposedly actually is the real bad guy, and Donkey Kong is actually the good guy. This could be something similar. Like, what the heck? How?
Claw is the real Inspector Gadget. The show never bothered to explain some things. Like, how does this idiot of an inspector have robotic parts in his body? Must be an accident, right? And Dr. Claw, the main antagonist, seems to have a strange, damaged voice and a metal hand, as if it's an artificial limb. The theory is that Dr. Claw was once the original Inspector Gadget, but died. Penny, his conveniently smart niece.
You've used some stuff from, was it Cracked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I read a lot of Cracked.
Oh really?
Yeah, dude, that website's awesome.
That website is a lot of stuff. And if you go to Tulip, if you go to, what was it? Besides Tulip, you get to, what is it? UGMD maybe. You got to, you go to Tulip, you see stuff and it could enlighten you, etc. Stuff you never even thought of knowing. And,
Oh wow!
And you could be there literally for hours on one site. I've done that. That crowd is scary because that works. You know, I've been there. I've been in Crack also hours as well at the time too.
Revived him.
I've never heard of that website.
This is why even though
You should
she
check it out.
always gets captured,
It's kind of like
Penny
Crack,
never really
but it's
gets
more.
hurt, being the only thing that Dr. Claw really
I
cares
see that
for.
relatively the same.
Number 18. The Tick is some kid's sick imagination. This
it's
theory
always
explains
imagination,
that the
isn't it?
Tick is really just a kid with a blood disease that he got from a tick, fantasizing about being a superhero whilst in bed. The Idea Man are really the action figures he was stuck playing with. The plant-based villain,
I like how the
Alfie,
dramatic music
could be
matches
based
like
on the
the-
plants he sniffed outside.
It reminds me of subliminal stuff.
Chair-faced Chippendale is, of course, a chair. Arthur represents the boy's divorced father. Since he is an accountant flying around in a white suit, the boy never really knew him that well. American Maid is the boy's mother, which is why, even though she's super sexualized, the tech never really shows any interest in her. Number 17. Scooby-Doo post-depression theory.
Oh yeah, and the recent Scooby-Doo is they're actually in college. I feel like maybe, you know, since they're a freshman in college, and I have followed Scooby-Doo throughout the years, I'm a freshman myself, so I feel like, damn, are they catching up to me, man? Or you know, yeah.
You don't
I'm a
know, man.
freshman. I'm not joking. And
yeah,
and so Scooby-Doo, they actually got him in. According from the episode of Mystery Incorporated, they were there's some kind of big bang, and like some kind of freak stuff happens in the universe, and they're back where they started, back in some kind of campus, and so then they're like, did all this really happen? And some professor calls them, yeah, I got you all. I got you all. You guys are going to this university, including Scooby-Doo, and here's and what?
No, go on.
And so it's called Be Cool Scooby-Doo. It's basically where they decided to travel last summer break together. But I feel like they're going they're going they're gonna be freshmen in high school. I'm not sure when is it gonna be.
I've actually I need to read up on that. I don't know about that.
The sad part is Casey Kasem. He doesn't have a role in the series. Kasem voiced Shaggy and a bunch of other roles in 69 to 09. That retired for voice acting and died on June 15.
Oh, she died?
Yeah, and the thing is that when is this gonna be released though? That's what I'm trying to figure out though.
Hopefully sometime soon, because it sounds pretty cool.
And so anyway, they're like in a way freshmen, you know?
Yeah.
What was it the last episode where they face the ultimate evil and come on. This is where they face the final boss.
Must die and be reborn as a vessel to
But well. So what do you think though? As post depression theory though.
Oh, the post-depression theory. That was one that I think that one's from Craig too. I like it a lot. It's just something that I never really thought about. Which, like, the same with a majority of these theories, that I just connecting the dots together, like, it just, I just like it. It's not really the most solid theory ever, but it's enjoyable to read about.
The original Scooby-Doo series takes place after a horrible economic depression. Everything is abandoned and falling apart, and all the villains are people who would normally be really respected. Professors, museum creators, celebrities,
who have
fallen into hard times just like everybody else. How many times have the gang helped someone not go out of business? Number 16.
I don't know. But I hope that comes soon. Well, not that it could happen. There was one thing from that they could derail this. You could look at Daniel Sunjata. The film was called September Morn, MORN, and it was derailed.
Yeah, what?
It was derailed.
Oh, it was.
You may be like, why? Well, let's just say that the system does not want us to find out about certain stuff, or even find out the real truth. And the effed up, this rabbit hole gets so effed up. Yeah, no idea. Here's this one from the top WATF facts, number 28. It is with deep sadness and great disappointment that I announce #September Morn has fallen to pieces. If the film ever gets made, not in this country, it will be no time soon. Internal conflicts above my pay grade have resulted in a definite derail of the project. It has been sabotaged. #9/11.
Wow.
#9/11 Truth. Actor Daniel Sunjata, 9/11 Truth movie, September Morn. It's November 18, 2012. They'll come after people. They'll try to kill the reputation, and they'll probably go after them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have some disagreements. Some guy didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
BS. That I'm not stupid. They wanted to cancel that guy's project. And I've talked to one of the guys who does the sound, and he's like, yeah, and he would like a movie to be made. He didn't know too much about it, but he's the part of the guy who made the sound. So it's so effed up how people can be persecuted like that. And
people are just like tools that they can just like toss them aside like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, about this one, the Smurfs represent Nazis. You got Star Wars, the Clone Troopers, which is the same concept as Nazis, but
the Smurf represents Nazis. The creator of the Smurfs, Pierre Clifford, was born in Belgium in 1928, which means that he spent his childhood under Nazi occupation. First, the Smurfs' common enemy is the sorcerer Gargamel, whose plan is to steal the Smurfs and turn them into gold. With his big nose and money-hungry attitude, he could be a Jewish stereotype.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He also has a cat named Azrael, whose name comes from Jewish mysticism. The Smurfs are also seen wearing all white, representing the clothing of KKK members, except for Papa Smurf, who wears red, just like the KKK leaders would wear. The Smurfs being all blue represents Aryan purity, the idea of everyone having blue eyes and blonde hair. Number 15.
That makes sense.
The Recess Conspiracy.
What do you think on that one?
Yeah, the Aryan.
The Smurfs aren't banned or anything either.
I don't think it was gonna be on the list, but the Aryan purity part was like that's what that's really got to me.
That's
because all the Smurfs are blue. So
that's the case. And you like the show. You don't want to demonize anybody in the show. And
oh no.
You got I don't know if you heard of Daryl Davis. I had him a while back, and he's actually talked to KKK members.
Oh really?
And he's black. I'm not joking.
That's cool.
So you could you would think that like some of the stuff that, and we like it. Who doesn't love the Smurfs?
Yeah.
I see some people dress up as Smurfs for Halloween.
There's tons of Smurf movies too.
But think of the real, maybe it's like how hot dogs are made, the pink slime, Better not to know how it's done. If you know what I mean. But Here's where recess comes in. You say you're gonna make a separate video, and you made a separate video.
Theory. This theory details the deaths of
I
all the
always
children,
think either
and how
I
their
was
spirits still linger and play in the
tall
playground
guy
of Third Street School.
or TJ. I think it was
One of the more longer theories that I won't be getting too into. It's definitely a creepy one that you should check out.
Wait, how come
The
we
link
didn't
for
get
it
into
will be
this
down
one?
in the
This
description
theory,
below.
like YouTube back then
Pretty much
was the
all
limit
the kids
15
die-
minutes, but now you.
Oh no, it was just a long theory. It was like every single. It was a story. It was a long story.
Yeah, the school was since World War One, World War Two, and everybody was dead.
In different ways. And now
And
the
back
resting
then, I
place is the
just
playground.
was a little lazier.
Number 14. Door the
Like what the heck? Like, I even read and the separate video where the conspiracy theory goes is recess conspiracy theory, and well, you don't talk in this one. It's just some stuff that some pictures and writing. The playground is the place where all the kids gather for recess, but how you notice the parents of the characters, all of them are the same age throughout the entire series.
Yeah, well,
but we're not gonna change that though. Charlie Brown's been in elementary school for over 60 years. Bart's 10, Lisa's 8. That's not gonna change anytime soon. But what happens if it did? What's going on here?
There could be more. We don't know.
But why can't they change though? Would it kill the show? Would it kill the concept of the show?
It'd be weird to see them grow up. It probably would because they just,
Rugrats
they just
was
want to keep making money, I guess.
It was attempted with Rugrats all grown up, but
Oh, and that didn't do so good.
It's something about Mikey soon transferred school after TJ's death, started first grade. Mikey was always hungry, and then he was diagnosed with diabetes. He fell in a coma and then died of a heart attack. And then Mikey still walks the playground, so everybody died? Or am I confusing Ed and Eddie? There's one where Spinelli was a muckraker, probably like a servant to the principal, man. That's the term. Oh. So, what's your thought on the recess conspiracy theory?
The recess, it was really similar to the Ed and Eddie theory that they're all like kind of dead and like just like their locations, kind of like the playabouts of what happened. But I thought it was a little less creative than the Ed and Eddie theory, which we'll get to soon eventually. But yeah, just standard.
And it was not Spinelli working, but like Spinelli hated Randall, but Randall is known as a snitch. Now there was one bystander who killed Randall. So here's where Gus began 1951 school. He was often quiet, kept himself. He talked to people, and he's a nerdy guy. And he was known as and he died on New Year's Day. He collapsed on the sidewalk. Now, whenever you think of collapse on a sidewalk, you walk home in tears, dirt, blood. But think of it: when you walk in the sidewalk, and when you all of a sudden die, there is no suicide really. They suicide. No, they could go as this is secret agent stuff, and or the CIA could use a heart attack gun. No, so they would go in your stuff. They would threaten to kill you and your family. They'll tell you to make you write a suicide note, and then they would blow your head out, blow your brains out, and make it look like as if you killed yourself. So, if somebody's perfectly healthy, are you gonna believe that they have a heart attack out of nowhere? We're not stupid. That's sophisticated, and it gives you more effed up than that. Believe it or not.
It's just insane, really.
There's some there's the Ashleys and the Tylers. Ashley, I don't really know about that, but I do know about the Ashleys. Never liked the Ashleys too much. Hardly.
And
Gretchen. Talk about coal mine.
It's surprisingly pretty big.
Pretty big? Oh yeah, but they never. What the heck are they digging for? Are they just there for being just there? What the heck are they doing? Are they digging in China?
They're just there.
Vince, something about the NBA. And he was sent to an asylum where he died in 1988. Right? 'Cause, you know, King Bob for like around maybe 1,000 semesters, according to him. He would stay there since like he's a sixth grader. He would stay there, or he probably repeated a lot. He got
Yeah, probably going through it over and over again.
He went to juvenile detention. He was killed by another prisoner at the age of 20. But the show will never release this stuff though. I don't think he was the most worst guy. Am I wrong?
Mm.
And the tragedies caused by the playground, it was shut down, deserted in 2002. Reminds you of that condo that was all a ghost town with this guy, and because that they were it was all exposed that he was trying to get so much money, but it was approved ahead of time.
That was a condo, you said?
Yeah, and what was it? Spain condo ghost town. Oh yeah, and after the real estate crashed, then and everything all went bankrupt, and it's all ghost town. You see, you know, condo after condo. It was all planned. It was approved quickly, but unfortunately for them, they didn't think of anything like plumbing, like water. They didn't think of anything like any medical things needed. It was just approved like that for the sake of being approved. But then people started finding out, then the guy was in trouble.
Yeah, that must have really got him in some bad stuff.
Now. And so TJ's dad it was shut down in 2002. The last class fifth graders leaving 2001, 74th anniversary of TJ's death. You know, speaking of fifth graders, but there was an episode in The Simpsons where Bart actually was going to fourth grade. Lisa was going to second, or Lisa was trying to go to third, or Bart was going to fourth or fifth, or just past fourth. Like, but that'll never be changed. That's the thing I keep thinking.
Yeah, it's never going to. It'd be weird if they did, just because they want to keep the same concept, because that's what's making them so much money. It's like they don't want to change it. They have a good show going on.
That reminds me of like Pokemon, where like Ash is supposedly 10, but as the years go on, he's probably like 30. If you really think about it.
Oh yeah.
And then and supposedly the children still play on the Third Street School as if it was never shut down. It was built. You know, that is crazy.
That's what purgatory is. Just you don't even know you're dead.
Ugh. And the next one is Dora the Explorer has Down syndrome.
Oh yeah.
No.
Dora has Down syndrome. Dora suffers from heterocephalus, a condition that causes her head to be larger than usual. She talks more loudly than others, a common trait for kids with Down syndrome.
Wow.
Boots is Dora's guide animal that helps protect her when she is wandering off. The yellow bracelet that Dora is seen wearing is actually a medical alert bracelet that tracks wandering children, just in case they get lost.
So a little kid wouldn't understand if you told him or her about
No,
that.
they wouldn't.
Dora's not going anywhere
Number 13.
either, though. That's the thing. But what's the difference, you know? People still love hot dogs, you know, whether you tell them that God knows where the hot dogs are from, but still, who doesn't love hot dogs? You know?
Yeah.
Donald Duck suffers from PTSD.
Duck suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. This theory explains why Donald has a high temper and anger issues.
Oh, yeah.
It's because of him being drafted into the war.
Back
which
then, it
is
was the
true.
Nazis.
In
and
the earlier comics, he would get flashbacks
promoting
of his
for
time in World
war.
War
From
II.
the, they were going for, like...
Hello, please.
Before the war,
Yeah, which is why Captain America got big.
Trying to catch whoever is stealing out of his icebox using a camera. After the war, in a comic strip with the recycled story, he instead goes apeshit on his nephews. In order to prove that Donald is sleepwalking and stealing out of his own icebox, his nephew set up firecrackers to wake him up. Suddenly, Donald gets an extreme World War II flashback.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. That happens. That happens. Oh, boy.
Number
That's
12.
crazy.
That one's actually a personal favorite of mine.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, I actually really like that theory.
Why? I don't know. I don't know
'cause
anyone who's had PTSD personally. I don't know. If nobody in my family has it, well, that's a fortunate thing. Cause who the hell had that? Do you know someone who has PTSD in your family?
I don't. But just someone coming back from the war, you know, I don't know why I like it so much.
The Fairly Odd Parents. Cosmo and Wanda represent antidepressants.
Oh yeah, they give him everything they want, everything he wants. I've seen a few episodes. They actually brought it back. Their Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
It's still running. That's quite a while.
Yeah, like how long do you think Phineas and Ferb beat Kim Possible? Kim Possible ran like for over 5 years.
Oh, so Phineas and Ferb now surpassed that?
I believe so. Yeah. What about Arthur, The Simpsons? Arthur was been since 1999, I believe. 1998, 1999.
That's like 16 years if it's still playing.
Oh man, 1998, 2001 to present. It's 14 years. Holy, and something a movie sequel in future. How did they bring this cartoon back? Oh my God.
It was just really, really popular.
Or they want to promote drugs and make it look like playful. They probably wouldn't want to do that. Like they're really messing up society, and it's perverted how they try to like get to kids. That's just a fact. No matter how you take it.
But kids they won't really get it.
They won't get it. Well, that's a fortunate thing. They just enjoy a cartoon. Has good graphics. Has a good story.
Are metaphors for Zoloft and Prozac. They're there when Timmy's problems started showing up. They're there only for as long as he needs them. It must be secret. And when Timmy misuses their quote-unquote magic, there are some consequences.
What are the consequences? He's cursed?
No. If you watch the show, every episode's like, oh, Timmy's gonna do something like crazy with the magic, and then he ends up getting in trouble for it, and that's kind of like the plot. Timmy goes overboard.
Oh boy. And here's
Number 11.
This one is
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time.
The post-apocalyptic theory.
It's just like the Powerpuff Girls in Summer.
Adventure Time takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting, as revealed by its creator. 1,000 years after the Mushroom War, new life appears and mutations cause new creatures. In fact, Finn is the last human on Earth, and Marceline the Vampire Queen and the Ice King are survivors of the Mushroom War. Broken pieces of cars, buildings, and other indications of civilization can be seen throughout the show. Most notably, the broken missiles in the opening sequence. The Earth is also shown to have a huge chunk of it missing.
Oh boy.
In one of the newer episodes, titled I Remember You, a flashback is shown of a world completely destroyed when Marceline was just a kid, being taken care of by the Ice King.
The Ice King was good,
Number 10.
Man.
Powerpuff Girls, the imaginary theory.
Before that one, what do you think? You think it's the same thing as the Powerpuff Girls, pretty much? Because it's it's a really great show, though. Yeah. Well, I'm saying about Adventure Time. It's a really good show, though. It's a really good show, Adventure Time. It's one of the only good ones that Cartoon Network has left before they dumped
I mean, I like it too, but there's like half of the world missing, or a fourth of the world missing. So very, very plausible. Even if the creator said so, people are still arguing about it because apparently it doesn't tie up with other parts of the show. But it would make sense for all the wackiness and all the creatures in it, and why Finn is one of the only humans. So I like it.
What if the Powerpuff Girls never had superpowers?
Since I have black hair and my favorite color is green, I would always think I'm
After all, they are just little girls.
I don't know which one you would be, but
this theory believes that Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are just regular kindergartens.
And mostly guys.
Mojo Jojo is actually their older stepbrother, who is sexually interested in them. Fuzzy Lumpkins is a strange neighbor who plays pranks on the girls. The gang Green Gang are a group of normal, ordinary teenagers, the big kids around the block, who would play pretend with the girls and went along with their heroic imaginations. Him is the girl's uncle, the brother of Professor Utonium. The reason he's evil is because he's homosexual, and the professor was really against that, saying that homosexuality is the devil's work and that he's evil. The professor would never call him by his real first name, and simply told the girls to stay away from him. Finally, the mayor is the girl's grandpa, and he would play along with the Powerpuff Girls,
you never see the tall woman there. You only see her legs, but you never
for
see
their
her face.
imaginary heroic efforts.
No, you never would.
Number 9. Courage to...
I wonder why. What do you think then?
Of him is just such a weird character. You can make a theory about anything with him.
It's the there has to be a bad, it has to be evil character. That's supposed to, because without plot there's no show. So that's what makes it interesting.
But he's literally like a gay devil.
I guess they portray him like that, because imagine if you were gay and you watch cartoons, would that be offensive? It probably would, but it depends how you take it though.
Yeah, it depends how you take it. Anybody can watch cartoons.
Cartoon, it probably wouldn't offend you, because like, heck, why would you want to say a bad cartoon? Let's say some guy comes out to everybody, he's gay, but he used to watch the Powerpuff Girls, so now he's gonna all of a sudden dislike the Powerpuff Girls? No way.
No.
And now this one from Courage. The show is seen from Courage.
Cowardly Dog.
This is another theory that I really like.
Point of view.
Oh.
One theory on Reddit proposes that all the so-called monsters are just normal people, but from a dog's point of view, they're monsters. Courage actually lives in a normal farm, but believes that him and his family live in the middle of nowhere because his owners never walked them, so he doesn't know what's out there. This theory also explains why Muriel and Eustace never realize the terrible danger they're in. Eustace is also the one who seems to get screwed over at the end of every episode, even though he's completely fine and has no memory of the incident in the next episode. Number 8. The Flintstones takes...
Courage the Cowardly
It's just
Dog.
that he's just...
It seems scary. Seems scary. It's one of the most crazy, scariest cartoons.
Yeah. And it's all just, it's scary because it's from Courage's point of view. It's what he sees. If you have a dog and some stranger comes by and he barks because he thinks it's a menace, it's a threat, that's kind of it. The show is totally from Courage's point of view.
Place in the future.
Flintstones.
In the 1987 film,
the Jetsons and the Flintstones are pretty much alike.
Elroy makes a machine that sends the Jetsons to the future when the machine suddenly screws up at the last second and instead sends them to the past, where they meet the Flintstones. But what if the machine actually did work and they did meet the Flintstones in the future? Now, the setting for the Flintstones doesn't look like jack shit of the future. But what if it takes place in a post-apocalyptic future that's reverted man back to the Stone Age? But how did this future end up so bleak and primitive? Remember, the Flintstones aired from 1960 to 1966, the height of the Cold War. Maybe some nuclear bomb between the Soviets and Americans was what destroyed the world. And because of nuclear radiation, the Jetsons had to live away from the surface and up in the sky, while the Earth healed.
Yeah, 50,000
When the Earth
years.
finished healing, the Flintstones took place, trying to rebuild civilization. This would explain why they celebrate Christmas before the birth of Christ, and all the references, like the Beatles. It also explains why most of their primitive technology, like birds playing record players, dinosaur-powered factories, their money and their banking system, exists. They're just rebuilding what once was.
The banking system, yeah, that's the new world order. Everything, they rigged the markets and all kinds of messed up things. Nations lose sovereignty over this. Russia knows this. Iran knows this. Iceland knew about it not too long ago. But
the media is really powerful.
What?
The media is really powerful.
Yeah, but unfortunately not the right side. But we're starting to get it. But will it be too late to save this country? That's the thing. Like, what do you think on that Flintstone one?
The theory?
Yeah.
Another one that I really, really like because it cleverly connects two shows, which are from the same time, together. I have really nothing to say about it other than I think it was really, really good. A really good read. It blew my mind, honestly. I was blown away by it.
Number 7. SpongeBob SquarePants and the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, that one.
The main characters of SpongeBob SquarePants are all based on the 7 Deadly Sins. Patrick is sloth, the sin of laziness and the unwillingness to act. Wrath is being hateful or angry, like Squidward. Greed is Mr. Krabs, always caring about money more than anything. Plankton is envy, the sin of jealousy. He is always jealous of Mr. Krabs and his success. and always tries to steal the Krabby Patty's secret formula. Gluttony is when you eat too much food, which belongs to Gary. There's a running gag of SpongeBob saying, "Don't forget to feed Gary," and "I gotta feed Gary," alluding that Gary eats a lot. Pride is Sandy. She is really proud of who she is and where she comes from. Finally, the last sin is lust, which is defined as giving excessive love to everyone, obviously belonging to SpongeBob. Number 6. Pinky in the Brain.
Oh boy. Well, nobody mentioned that. I never disliked SpongeBob, but some people say it was supposed to be an actual gay show, but
Yeah. All the accusations about it being like really gay because of SpongeBob and Patrick.
what do you think?
Yeah, it was almost fired. It was almost canceled in like 2004, I think, like because of just I don't know, homophobic people, I guess.
Oh yeah. You know the Chocolate Factory. Not to digress so much, but the movie where he was at he met Willy Wonka, and after all the other kids failed, you know, you would see also the 7 deadly sins. Well, it wasn't really 7, but you would see, you know, the kid. Some people say like the kid, the only thing that his only flaw was lust, but you know this kid, the kid who was tiny, he had wrath. The other girl, she had one of the girls had pride. One of the girls had envy. One of the guy had gluttony. So eventually, it's a lesson learned in the end. Out of all,
Wow,
I'm sure you've seen the movie. I didn't see the old one, but I saw the one that was made a few years back.
Oh wait, the old one or the new one?
The new one.
The new one with I know what you're talking. Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
I've actually Johnny Depp. Yeah, I've actually never heard of that theory. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna read up on it later.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time to try to even try to get and scour through like maybe the attic or whatever for old cartoons, which are not. It's very hard to find these things anymore, and to try and make another video that's more longer. So and because you say we're gonna redo these, so I hope you do. And the next one is Pinky in the Brain. Pinky is the genius, and the brain is the insane.
Yeah, another really good theory.
Pinky is the genius, and the brain is insane.
The brain's plans always
fail. Each episode goes like this. Brain comes up with an idea, Pinky makes an observation, but Brain ignores it. But Pinky ends up being right, and the brain's plan fails. In the second episode, Brain builds a robot suit to compete in Jeopardy, but loses because he didn't know the answer to a question that Pinky had answered correctly. Also, Pinky can read, and the brain can't even spell his own name. But the most conclusive evidence comes from the episode The Smarts. Brain builds a machine that tells him why his plans keep failing. The machine concludes that it is all Pinky's fault, so the brain then builds a smart machine to turn Pinky into a genius. However, Pinky's personality isn't changed at all. In fact, he finds an error in the brain's calculations, and the real reason behind the brain's failed plans is because of the brain himself. Finally, the theme song says, one is a genius and one is insane. And, well, Pinky's name is first.
Who is the real genius there? But they're not going to reveal that. I don't know what's the status of Cyber Chase. It's on hiatus.
Oh, right, Cyber Chase.
Yeah, and like if Motherboard were to be cured, there'd be no show. If they would actually, they would cure it, there's no show, though, at the point. So if Brain would succeed to take over the world, how could there be a show?
Well, I don't know about the theory itself, but to the show, the brain is the smart one. I don't think the creators of any show will ever come up and say that, yes, the theory is true.
Oh, boy.
5. Ed, and
the
Eddie.
Purgatory
The
theory.
Purgatory
Ed
theory.
and Eddie.
Yep.
This theory claims that the kids of Ed, and Eddie are all dead and living in the cul-de-sac, which is really purgatory.
That is
Each kid represents a different era of time. Rolf died a farmer in the 1900s. Johnny died in the 1920s, when owning a piece of wood as a friend was reasonable. Eddie died during the Great Depression, which is why he's so obsessed with money. Ed and Sarah died together in a car crash in the 1950s, when women were becoming stronger and zombie movies and comics were popular. Naz died a flower girl in the 1960s, with not much regard to her parents. Double D, on the other hand, had strict parents, and died with them when one of his experiments went wrong. Kevin died on his way to the hospital after his drunk, abusive father defeated him in the 1990s. Jimmy died from leukemia in the 2000s, and because of that, he was never really around any of the other kids. The Canker sisters are demons, sent from hell to torture the lost souls of the kids who never made it to heaven, which is why they possess seemingly impossible abilities, like being able to pop up anywhere and growing in size. Number 4.
That is unbelievable. So they're purgatory, but how long are they there?
It's purgatory. It could almost be forever.
And the show, what happened to the show?
Oh, it just ended, unfortunately. It was a really good show, one that I really liked.
Most of the time, I think it's not of how there was a final episode. Some of them does bad ratings supposedly, and then you never hear about the show again.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe because if you look in the Ed and Eddie episodes, you know. I wish I'd get Danny on Tanucci, the creator. So as far as the episode, what there was, I don't know if there was a final one. It's a 2008. May I have this at Look Before You Ed. It didn't say that was a final necessarily, but it's something about they see the school collapse and the school gets destroyed.
Oh wow!
But is special episodes, and that other one that I just said is Memory of Paul Boyd. But there's no actual ending. So why? What's going on?
There was no. You're right. There's no finale.
I wish we could bring this back in the future. I want to bring all these shows back in the future, but that is.
You should talk to Danny about that, Antonucci.
That I wish. Well, lots of these people are busy, and some of them I wish I could bring. You have an idea how many shows I want to bring back? I want to bring back so many shows, but I'm just one guy.
Mm-hmm.
I am not joking. I am one guy, and even if I were a millionaire or billionaire, it'd be hard to bring all these back. The copyright, how hard the episodes, a lot of time consuming. Can you say?
It will take quite a while of effort, yeah. But I guess the networks just have to keep going.
I don't know. Why can't they bring the shows back? If you could bring them back, maybe you might get some audience. But with the new Cartoon Network accepted, they even changed the logo. I don't know if what's gonna be future logos.
I'm pretty sure the new Cartoon Network's doing okay with the new generation of kids. I mean, hopefully it is.
And these it is owned by Turner Broadcasting System. The 90% whatever we watch or listen is consumed. Well, it's what we consume and what we watch is controlled, whether it's movies, music. So maybe Turner doesn't care about it, and Turner owns Cartoon Network, so the people at Cartoon Network are not gonna say much about that.
Yeah, they won't.
Oh man, but I do miss Cartoon Network.
The old ones.
The old Cartoon Network. Old crap. But hopefully one day, you could watch a current program, upcoming programming.
I mean, they have Boomerang.
Original anime series premiere year 2016. Possibly 2016. The Powerpuff Girls might come back.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
I only saw some movie. But,
or the 10th anniversary one.
Yeah, but it was about it even had Ringo Starr.
Oh, that's cool.
But they look different. Why do they have to kill the animation? They brought Shaolin Showdown back, the Shaolin Chronicles. Unfortunately,
Shaolin Showdown was awesome. That was a great show.
Teen Titans Go, they killed it. I don't know what happened. I love Taro, but what happened?
Mhm.
Why would he kill the animation? Look, if you look at it, the Powerpuff Girls look like some ratchet chicks, but what happened to the looks? Why can't they have it? Is that some kind of copyright? Why can't they just? I don't know. There's also Total Drama. I spoke to Christian Potenza. He works there. He's an awesome guy. There's also Long Royal, Adventure Time Special Miniseries, regular show the movie.
Mhm.
Former programming. Oh man, it's so much work, and I'm just one man. Oh boy, this is
Well, the closest we're gonna get is Boomerang.
Boomerang. Boomerang only does reruns. I want news series. Do you imagine what? Can you imagine what could happen if we were to bring all these shows back?
That would be really awesome.
Insane.
The Rugrats are all
the
figments
Rugrats
of
are all
Angelica's
imagination. I like the Rugrats.
Angelica
Someone
existed,
said you could see
but
them
most
like
of
at
the
6
Rugrats
a.m.
themselves
or
didn't.
Hey Arnold at 11.
Chucky died alongside with his mother, which is why Chaz is a nervous wreck all the time. On a trip to Paris, Chaz married a hooker named Kira, who had a daughter named Kimmy. Tommy died as stillborn in the 2000s. That's why his father Stu was always making toys in the basement. It was his way of coping with the loss of his only son. The DeVilles had an abortion in 2001. Angelica didn't know whether
That
the
is
baby
crazy,
was a
man.
boy
Where the
or a
heck
girl.
do you get this?
Thus creating twins for the world.
That's actually a creepypasta, a very, very
Growing up,
famous one.
Angelica was a schizophrenic and addicted to acid. The acid would bring back her memories of the infants she imagined. Angelica's real mom died of an overdose when Angelica was born. And Drew married a gold-digging whore, whom Angelica idolized, believing she was her real mom. However, Angelica had an idea of what her mom really looked like from this doll she would always carry around. Angelica died of an overdose when she was 15, following in her mother's footsteps. The only two children who actually existed were Dill and Susie. Angelica would frequently hit Dill, causing his head to deform and him to suffer brain damage. Susie was Angelica's only friend growing up, and was entertained by her stories of how she came up with the babies. When Angelica died, Susie created the show Rugrats, based off of Angelica's imaginations.
Whoa.
Number 3.
Damn.
Yeah, that one's a horror story.
Oh, wow. I would imagine I'm Tommy, but like, cause I always pick like a main character to be in the show, and I think I would imagine myself as Tommy for some reason. I'm an only child, and but anyways, like when it comes to All Grown Up, they tried to bring it back or do something, but All Grown Up didn't do so well, did it?
No, it didn't. I remember it just like had a few episodes. This is what happens if they try to continue things or make it new. They just run out of ideas, which is unfortunate. But that's
like,
just how it
I
is.
didn't say like The Simpsons should be grown up. I say, why don't you make Bart go to like the 5th grade, Lisa goes to 3rd grade, and you can make so much more from that. You keep going just one grade.
Well, then
that could happen.
Then if you keep going one grade, that's bringing the end. You know, you don't want to go too far.
What do you mean?
Like if you make them go up one grade, eventually people are gonna be like, well, why aren't they going up more grades? Eventually, people want them to grow up, and then it's just gonna be all grown up. It's just not gonna work out. I think they want them to be like 4th graders and 2nd graders like forever, just so the show can continue how it is, because they don't want to mess the formula up.
Oh boy, because like if you see Bart, The Simpsons has been over 20 years. Bart's been in the 4th grade.
Yeah, it's insane.
And besides, why don't they make it like a year? Like Bart goes to 5th grade next year, then 6th grade, then 7th grade. When you get to high school, do you know how much you go through in high school? They can make a few more years with that, and the Simpsons could get even. I'm not sure they could get bigger, but
Yeah, we don't know if they can get bigger, or they can just go on forever, just how they are.
some people would want to end. But the longest running show is one of them is Sesame Street. Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
But just think about that. It's crazy. Longest running Broadway show here is Phantom. The longest one in the world actually is one from the UK. Whoa. Longest running one is Academy Awards and news shows has been going on for and radio and talk show and talk show. They're the ones that have the longest.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yep. That is amazing. There's also over 10,000 episodes. You know, you got General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives, pretty decent show. And Eat Bulaga, The Young and the Restless. They have over 10,000 episodes.
Holy moly!
Yep.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Everyone is an example of a common psychiatric disorder.
I got ADHD, so I
Winnie
got
the Pooh has an eating disorder, explaining why he's always eating honey. Piglet has anxiety and is constantly afraid of everything. Tigger has ADHD and can't concentrate well. Rabbit has OCD, a disorder that causes excessive thoughts and compulsive tendencies. Owl has narcissistic personality disorder, believing that he is the smartest animal. Eeyore has depression, which is why he's always so down and gloomy. Finally, Christopher Robin is the only human and is the only one who can see and communicate with all these characters, because he has schizophrenia.
Whoa.
Right.
Wow, way to really give it to us, huh? What are you gonna say?
Oh, I just said, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Oh man. What's your thought on the Winnie the Pooh? I haven't seen it that much. I once saw it like when I think it was in Walmart, and I was seeing Winnie the Pooh be like a regular show.
The Winnie the Pooh theory. Again, I like it. Again, I think it's creative how they can connect stuff like this. I think it's like way too convenient.
Wow.
So, it's possible. But isn't it like too convenient that like all 7 characters just having this match up with like 7 illnesses?
But no, that's what makes these great cartoons. That's why the recent ones are not gonna last 10 years.
Not like Ed and Eddie.
They're not gonna last. You know, the 90s, 2000s. That's the crud that's gonna last in the future. Come on. That's hands down. Here's this one: Pokemon Ash's coma theory.
What theory? Have you ever noticed that everything in Ash's world is relatively normal up until he gets struck by lightning in the first episode?
But this looked like it brought the end to Pokemon, but Pokemon's going strong still.
This would explain why he's always 10 years old.
If he's Ash doesn't age.
Why, even though he travels long distances, he never travels by bike.
Dead, then how come Pokemon is still going?
Why there are Nurse Joys and Officer Jennys everywhere. They were at Ash's hometown, and are his way of making him feel safe. And why, despite placing high in Pokemon leagues and conquering the battle frontier, whenever Ash enters a new region, no one has heard of him. It also explains why all of Ash's fascinating adventures can happen without him getting in any serious trouble or getting hurt. All of the main characters represent a different aspect of his life, and it's up to Ash to come to grips with what has really happened to him. And the #1 biggest...
What's your thoughts on Pokemon? Pokemon's still going strong. Over 800.
Pokemon is, but they kept Ash relatively the same age. He's supposed to still be 10. Which is really, really weird, but I don't know.
Because it has sometimes where like, oh yeah, they have a birthday, so they're going to be like... Or they don't say the age, but it looks like they're probably bringing it a year up, maybe? They just don't... They don't...
I mean, maybe he looks older.
In March 28th, there's one episode recently for all the fans out there. One for the Gumi, number 858. 851. So it's gonna keep going. So there's unfortunate the band episodes, and there's also Team Rocket. Team Rocket has changed.
Team Rocket has changed?
Yeah, Team Rocket got a new tune or something.
Oh, really?
And there's a bunch of people here. There's an anime club in campus, so there's people that are like, mad addicted to this stuff, and they're like to be older than me. Some people collect all kinds of merchandise, paraphernalia that is for Pokemon. You'll be surprised.
Wow.
It's insane. It goes. I think insane is an underrated term for that one.
Cartoon conspiracy theory is
most number
Subliminal
one.
messages.
That was a long time ago.
Rewatching
it's still happening now, though.
Yeah,
I never
nobody
noticed
says
any
anything.
of the dirty jokes in them.
You got Disney,
Like how Rocco
sex.
from Rocco's Modern Life worked in a hotline.
Be hot, be naughty.
Or
be
when
dirty.
SpongeBob made a
SpongeBob
prison
said,
rape
"Don't
joke.
drop the soap."
Doubloons.
Well, we all know
Don't
why
drop
she didn't drop
'em.
the soap.
But it even goes deeper than that. Conspiracy theorists have long believed that the Illuminati are the ones behind the September 11th attacks.
Yes,
and
and
have
I
foreshadowed
can
it in our
confirm
television
that.
programs.
And I saw episode.
While it is true that our brain can process thoughts
$9
unconsciously,
and it's
are our
Twin
cartoons
Towers.
being riddled with subliminal sexual messages?
They could also be predicting.
While this
I
conspiracy
can tell
theory
you
doesn't
that.
explain the cartoon's origin or isn't downright believable, it ties every cartoon together and involves something much, much bigger.
Wow, that's an excellent clip. So what do you think on that
Subliminal
one?
messages.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was really into. I want to make a separate list about all the subliminal messages and shows and even some recent ones. When I think of subliminal messages, I think of the Illuminati and like their whole kind of like mind control game. I guess they're playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it is insane. No, insane is underrated. It's not even. So now we're going to the band episodes. Now, some of these I might have heard of, but not that much. The top 40 lost their banned episodes of kids shows. Some of the banned from other countries. Some are still banned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long it would take you to make all these just for all that.
It's the longest video I've made.
Wow.
Batman, the Brave and the Bold. The episode The Mask of Matches Maloney was banned in the US for an innuendo Latin song sung by the Birds of Prey. The episode eventually did air in the US, with part of the sequence removed, like Black Canary wiggling her finger while singing about Aquaman's Little Fish.
I don't want to go through every single thing because it's so time consuming.
You can definitely just like skip to like the top 20 or even the top 10.
Oh yeah, postcards from Buster.
CBS affiliates refused to screen an episode titled Sugar Time,
Sugar
as it
Time.
involved Buster visiting a child in Vermont with
Yeah.
lesbian parents.
Yeah, I saw that episode.
The controversy
I've never seen that
surrounding
episode.
might
They
also
go
compel
like I think it's about they're trying to get a natural sugar cane or something, and they went to these two women and like they refused to air the episode. I don't know what's the status on postcards from Buster. Oh man, deep cut is going on.
CEO of PBS, Pat Mitchell, to resign the following year. These episodes were aired periodically from 2006 to 2012, before the show was officially cancelled. The 15 episodes have completely vanished.
But what happened to postcards from Buster? That's also the savages.
The show got canceled and the episodes are, or at least the lesbian episodes, just gone.
Oh man, there's Mr. Rogers. I'm sure you've heard of Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
People thought he was a pedophile. I'm like, come on.
Oh no, not Mr. Rogers. He's too innocent. He's too good.
He's awesome, man. He's number 11.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. In an episode titled Conflict, a potential war comes to the neighborhood when King Friday becomes convinced that a nuclear arsenal was secretly being built. The kids began building fallout shelters and wait for an all-out atomic war until King Friday realizes that he was wrong about what was being built.
Oh boy. And,
At the end of the
like, I'm not
episode-
saying Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood is bad or anything, but I wish they would have made a cartoon version of Mr. Rogers.
Oh, I'm
Looks
pretty
like
sure that sounds familiar.
Mr. Rogers left viewers with the following summary.
It's supposed to be a concept, but he doesn't
Rules
look
are
like
very,
him.
very important. Not just for games, but for all things. Even big things like countries. Countries have to have rules to protect people too. And
One of the
someday
most
you'll be helping to make
absurd,
rules for your country.
is that he was part of NAMBLA. Mr. Rogers.
But he was part of what?
NAMBLA it stands for North American man-boy love associations. Basically,
Oh my god.
basically admitted pedophiles. I'm not joking. That is,
Some type of that's bad.
Yeah. But come on, Mr. Rogers to be there, man. Come on.
No, never.
Oh boy.
I trust that you'll make the best kind you know how. This episode was first aired during the Cold War and hasn't aired since 1996. Since then, the full episode cannot be watched online.
Oh, come on. It has to be somewhere online. But with the
Nope.
the FCC, oh, maybe it will. Maybe it won't be able to watch.
Well, with older shows, like
Google
have you heard of the
Prime
Silver
Video.
Age of animation?
Yeah, you got season 11, episode 3, part 1.
The people who gave the money to make Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood are the...
But have you heard of the Silver Age of animation?
Silver Age of animation?
And, like all the old black and white cartoons.
I've heard.
Like
of
think of
black
like
and white.
old Disney. Well, a bunch of them, a lot of those cartoons were burned. They were burned down, completely lost forever.
Why?
It was just some crazy fire. Some people were lazy. Like it was when TV was just new, and we were just kind of like we didn't know how to handle it properly. Now TV shows are stored on and they're just protected a lot better. But like that, for example, can be like things that just like they can't be recovered.
Wait, so but is there footage of when these actually aired?
Nope. Hence lost.
Oh boy.
Which is sad, you know. It's unfortunate. It really is.
Wait, so that means all these that were made, they're no longer could be found, and online you cannot even see a video, because you can see 19th century, 20th century stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm sure Mr. Rogers wasn't part of that, because imagine, would it really kill your childhood if he probably was, but like, damn, like that I can't tell if that could be a technicality in a way, because like, you know, you would think Elvis wouldn't be a pedophile, but Elvis married a 12-year-old girl when he was 24. That's pedophilia.
Holy moly.
But we all love Elvis, so what would happen if you tell a Elvis fan that without getting your butt whooped?
They'll probably just ignore it.
But think of it, would it be like a oxymoron though? Like I'm not condoning any creepy or any perverted stuff, but what if somebody was and you never knew about it? Would it be also like the hot dogs part?
Oh, you have a good point actually. I think we just like ignore the issue.
Yeah, because imagine, like, I don't think anybody, no country, no person, no religion is innocent. Everybody has done something.
No.
Whether it's Christianity, Satanism, atheism, whatever. That is crazy as hell.
According to his horoscope, which resulted in Eddie trying to milk it for all it's worth. The second episode, A Room and an Ed, was about Sarah and Jimmy kicking Ed out of his room so that they can turn it into their own personal playroom.
You can see the stuff
There
on
isn't much
Netflix,
else
though.
known about these episodes, including why they were scrapped and if they were
It looks
even
like
finished or
something
not.
Liberation, freedom. What is
More
would it be something
interestingly,
like
was an
Soviet propaganda, maybe?
Oh, the intro, the commercial.
Well, this part of video, it's your video, and it was about Ed and Eddie, where it looked like something like some Soviet concept of it, and it was
That was a commercial for the episodes that got banned.
Oh boy! It said chatting with Danny Antonucci.
An episode that was never even finished called Special Ed. Very little is known about this episode, and the only evidence of its existence is from an interview with Danny Antonucci. He says the episode didn't go through because, quote unquote, it was just too real.
Come on, it's because the parents get offended. That's the thing. Even if I had a special ed child, if my child and he was special ed, I don't wouldn't think that they're trying to mock him necessarily. Like, what if he likes to? What if he loves to watch Ed and Eddie? Am I gonna?
Well, we don't know anything
his
about
favorite
the
cartoon?
episode. That's the thing. We don't even know if it's about mentally disabled children.
No, but special Ed. You're trying to. It's almost like it's a parody, but since his name is Ed, but maybe something happens to him that his brain is damaged or whatever, and they portray that. But what if it's his favorite cartoon? So I'm not gonna let my son watch it just because it's special ed.
You don't know, dude. There's some really strict parents out there.
Yeah, and you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know, or a catch-22 possibly. That is crazy.
Featured a gay version of Marvel's The Silver Surfer called The Silver Spooner. The segment was believed to be banned for having a gay stereotype. However, the actual reason it was banned was because the creators of the Silver Surfer comics complained that their character was being used without permission.
So they say. Nah, it was because it was gay stereotype, man. Don't fall for these stories, my friend.
It could be copyright. I've been under some copyright too. Actually, I believe it's more likely it's copyright because it is a Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but the official story really doesn't really make sense, and people are like, oh, it did happen. The official story makes sense. No, it doesn't, dude. As far as the Twin Towers, if planes would knock it down, it would actually be on the sides. If you look at the 1904 Empire State Building where a plane hit it, there was no bombs underneath the buildings, and the buildings stayed intact.
Oh, you're talking about the supposed bombings in like the middle of the building?
Yeah, there was bombings in the lower level, the basement. But if you look at the 1904 footage of, it was black and white, Empire State Building, a plane crashed through, but the Empire State Building did not fall. Most people do not even know this. I am not joking. They don't know that. And you see the footage on YouTube.
Yeah, there was also people who were running down the like I made a video about this. People who are like running down like the building saying that they heard explosions or they saw some weird things.
You couldn't. It's like they want to put everybody in a state of fear. Have you ever heard of a man named?
It's called the false flag plan.
Yeah, but I'm saying about that. Was it Jennings? There's some guy named
Barry Jennings.
Barry Jennings. Yeah, you know, you read my mind. Death of 9/11 witness Barry Jennings. I don't know if they got him with the heart attack gun. They say his family would have been killed or put in witness protection program. He was starting to say that there were people built. The buildings were falling down, whatever, and they put out a hit for him. They killed him. They killed the guy. They put just like they put some kind of copper thing in Bob Marley's shoe, and they put cancer in his toe. He didn't want to cut his toe off, and so then he died. The CIA got Bob Marley. This is declassified. Look it up, guys. So see, this is what we're dealing with here. You know, you could think all the cartoons are this and that, but this connects to real life too. So now they want to ban that. So now kids in the next 20 years are not gonna know jack squat. They're gonna be too offended too easily. They're not gonna be. There's not gonna be able to be speech. It sickens me. It boils my blood just thinking about this because it's so true. And political correctness, how much people could tolerate. It pisses me off.
And I bust the window out. That's when this gentleman here heard my cries.
He got killed just for saying that. They put out a hit for him. And if you don't believe there's a heart attack gun, oh boy.
Yeah, dude, I made a video about him.
Yeah, but this is the heart attack gun. CIA whistleblower Susan Lindauer came out.
Then I went to technical services where I was in charge of finding documents that you don't find in libraries, like.
Of course, you're not going to find this classified stuff, but they declassify in the 70s. This is on military.com.
And what kind of explosive do you have to get that goes underwater without, destroying
I know the camera zooms on the person, so
also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable.
You don't know, man. They don't want to make it too obvious.
They are either, something they sell out. This goes with the suppressed inventions, science and medicine, or something happens. Oh, they got killed. Supposedly suicided. Recently, there's a man named David Crowley got killed. I was told that they believe that he suicided himself. Yeah, a guy's gonna kill his family. He's gonna kill his wife, his daughter, and himself. He was trying to make a movie, The Gray State, the fictional film. Think of it, because of film. If it wasn't for something else, that guy would be alive. They didn't want the film to come out. Just like September Morning, my friend. Watch the hell out.
Mimic a heart attack that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
I think it mostly it would be a sniper, a poison dart, a BB gun, a spitball shooter, a paintball. That's why.
Does this
all been put together.
pistol fire the dart? Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one
It
was
looks like
developed
it was not that hard to make. It looks like a flashlight.
Potentially
hooked to
would
a
be
gun.
able to enter the target without perception.
And in the corner it'll be like, yeah, you died, but it was a heart attack, guys.
Yeah.
No, you were shot, but they say diabetes. No, you killed the pancreas, which provides insulin for the body because of the vaccines, your lovely vaccines. No, there was the vaccines. You didn't shake the baby. It was the vaccines. Oh, some guy was shot. It was a hereditary. No, I just shot you. That's not hereditary. I just shot you with my gun. So see, they think you're stupid. I'm sure you're aware of all this though. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. For real.
The Mr. Potato Head Show. The Mr. Potato Head Show was a children's television series featuring Mr. Potato Head.
I once had a
It first
potato
aired
head
on
that
Fox
like,
Kids
like a
on
little
September
model. I
12,
was once at my aunt's
1988.
house not too like
The series
many years
ran
ago.
for a single season of
I would watch
40
these
episodes
cartoons
before being
through
canceled
there.
on
I would watch
February
these
16th,
cartoons.
1999.
I haven't watched the Potato Head
After
one,
the
but
series was canceled,
I've watched the cartoons
the
back then.
creators
She
made a
had cable and we
direct-to-video
didn't.
movie that depicts the show's cancellation from the perspective of the characters. Only the first 4 episodes can be watched online, but the rest of the series is nowhere to be found.
It reminds me of Stanley Kubrick, where they edited him, they killed him, and he died in his sleep. He was making a movie called Eyes Wide Shut, which exposes the satanic Illuminati stuff. And so then Warner Brothers still has supposedly the banned footage, 28 minutes, and they're not gonna reveal it. So hopefully there's a demand for it to be revealed. Anybody who's listening. Have you heard the movie?
I have not actually, no, but it sounds rather interesting.
Look it up. And only even in South, besides all these zone codes in South America, in other parts of the world, you could watch it unrated, but it doesn't mean you're gonna watch necessarily the banned footage. Warner Brothers has that footage. They're not gonna give it out. Just like the 28 classified pages of the 9/11 Commission that proves the Saudi Arabia engineered 9/11. But we didn't go after Saudi Arabia. And they are the ones that did it. They engineered it. 15 of them were from Saudi Arabia. The CIA were probably bought off. They let it happen.
Due to the show being incredibly obscure, there's very little chance of there being a home media release of any kind. Though bits and pieces of the missing episodes can be seen in the direct.
Potato Head exactly? Because it looks like a pretty decent show. I don't know.
It was just canceled. That's it. It's straightforward, just canceled. And then the creators made a movie about how it got canceled. But other than that, it was never resurfaced, never rebroadcast.
But why? What happened in the show?
It got canceled. That's it. It just happened. Probably low ratings. I doubt there's anything controversial. Things like this just kind of happen.
Something to this magnitude, though. Remember, like something doesn't happen out of nowhere. Something, just like September Morning, something must fire it up. Like there's no way it's gonna cancel. This thing look like a fine cartoon.
Shows get canceled all the time.
Oh boy. And as far as Pokemon,
weeks. The event was so controversial.
Oh yeah,
that
the
Pokemon
episode that
was set into a 4-month
seizures.
hiatus. The episode was immediately banned from re-airing worldwide, and the featured Pokemon Porygon was never mentioned in future episodes again.
Why?
The Japanese episodes can be found online, whereas the English dub made for television was pulled before even airing.
Come on. So here, you can find it if you just wanna, for the hell of it. There's a Panic Summer of 1997. You could put banned Pokemon episodes, seizure. Rockets. I think I can use the see the screen blinking over and over, red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. And we go with some kind of vortex. And that's one of the banned episodes, guys. You're welcome.
I mean, it can be found online. Yeah, I include links to the ones that can be seen in the description of the video.
But try to get the ones that you can't see it, because I don't like it when the more something hides from somebody tries to hide something, the more you want it. And because it's a banned
It's
episode,
not being hidden. It's just not found. I mean, every now and
like,
then, people will be like, "Oh wait, I might have the show on a VHS or something." But as of, I'm not saying it's hidden or anything. I'm just saying as of now, it's nowhere to be found.
But I don't think I would get in trouble for putting on these scenes. Like as long as I don't curse or anything, that I shouldn't get in trouble. But who the heck wouldn't want to just see these episodes for the hell of it, man? Like we have our free will. Damn it. And the last one, it's
Sesame Street.
Oh.
Like Pokemon, Sesame Street has been in some trouble as well. Episode 847
that reminds me of that show El Chavo, El Ocho. It's a bunch of satanic stuff. Supposedly, it was explaining a Chilean show. And it was like almost an hour. And what was this? I believe it's called Salfate. It's a Chilean show where it says subliminal messages.
Sí, mucha atención, amigos míos, porque saben, una de las series más exitosas de todos los tiempos, sin lugar.
This is satanic messages. So it's Salfate, mensajes satánicos en el Chavo del Ocho. So it would show these subliminal messages, just like what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret Hamilton, reprising her role as the Wicked Witch of the West, as she flies over Sesame Street before accidentally losing her broom. The witch at first brings chaos to Sesame Street by threatening to turn Big Bird into a frying pan and making it rain inside Hooper's store. Eventually, the Wicked Witch grew to like Sesame Street, and they began to like her too. Oscar develops a crush on the witch, and Big Bird is saddened when she finds her broom and has to leave. This episode prompted an unusually large amount of male responses from parents, almost entirely negative within a short time frame. Typical responses included parents concerned that their children were afraid and now refused to watch the show, using phrases such as screams and tears, and the threat of the witch's power remains in the children's eyes. The episode has since been stored away and cannot be found online.
Oh man, we gotta get that episode somehow. How much would they pay?
Oh man, oh dude, if you found that episode, I don't know how much I'd pay.
Or would they try to hunt you down for that episode? Because like there was one guy who commented is that he got some kind of seeds, and then the FBI agents came in and warned him, oh yeah, do not get these seeds, otherwise next time there won't be a warning. It was marijuana seeds.
Oh wow.
So it's stored away. It reminds you of the Seal or Caucos from Yu-Gi-Oh, the original 8 cards supposedly.
Oh, I freaking love that show.
And they still have it, but just like Warner Brothers, they're not gonna say jack squat. We got demand
the
for this.
The episode Snuffy's parents get a divorce was pulled before airing after extremely negative reactions from a test screening. The episode attempted to deal with the issue of divorce, using Snuffy's parents as an example, but many children were confused. Some came away thinking that their parents wouldn't love them anymore. Some thought that their parents arguing meant that they were getting a divorce. It was decided that the concept was too full-on for children, and the episode instead became about Oscar the Grouch getting a visit from his brother. The episode Snuffy's parents get a divorce, although fully complete, has never been shown or released to the public. The only evidence of the episode's existence is a few screenshots found in the 2009 book Sesame Street, A Celebration, 40 Years of Life on the Street.
Only not even Anonymous. I don't know if Anonymous is gonna be able to get these episodes. Maybe it'll do us a favor. Who knows?
Oof. Anonymous.
Yeah.
They're quite the force to be reckoned with. I wouldn't know about that.
Force to be reckoned with? Well, yeah. I would say it's great.
But some very interesting stuff in this world. It's very,
definitely,
very catastrophic.
By the way, Jorge and I, 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 Jor talk about how the Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, PBS Kids have changed, because yeah, well, yeah, which ones? Talk about how they changed, because like besides Cartoon Network pulling them down, I want these shows back. Damn it!
I'm gonna talk about Nickelodeon and Disney Channel because recently they started doing more teen stuff.
But
Like
it's probably not gonna be as good.
like
as
iCarly, Victorious, Disney Channel as well, like teen programming now. And I remember, maybe it was always existent, but I remember back in the day there was more cartoons, there were more animation, there was
we
more
could come
kid
back.
stuff.
We could come back after school and watch. I would have come back and watch Mucha Lucha, Jackie Chan Adventures. I would come watch Clifford. I would come watch Arthur. Damn. Like, I could come watch all these episodes. Hold on, Kids 13, you could probably see Clifford. And do you remember this show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What show?
Zoom. I don't.
Oh, this sounds really familiar. Oh, come on in, Zoom. Come on in. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this show.
Believe it or not, some of the people are older. Some of them are like, well, they probably graduated from college. They're slightly older than me. When it was 1999, I was 5 years old. They were probably like 10. So they're probably graduated from college right now. Some of them could be into business.
So probably
Some
like
of them
they're
have
in like their
Facebooks.
mid-20s or something.
What?
So they're probably like in like their mid-20s.
Probably. But and the thing is, some of them could only be like business people. I know Carolyn Cotejo. She's part of this newscast or something. What's it? One of the guys was from BU. The Barrett is in BU. He's a senior. He's about to be a doctor. So I will see if I can get some of these people on. If you know anybody who might be able to help me out, I would love to have these people on.
Oh, I don't think I would know anybody who can like contact them. I think your best bet would be follow them, find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, just find any ways to connect to them and just say, hey, can we do
Yeah, and once my mom wanted me to be in the Zoom show, like there's all kinds of stuff, like they would solve basic problems. They would also solve basic problems to be simple. The cast will be represent about one person of every ethnicity, race, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as
which is like really good variety.
Yeah, and so there's also PBS Kids. There was also PBS Kids in the 2000s.
PBS Kids I'm not too updated on. Like I don't know how different they are now. But I do believe that Nick and Disney Channel have gone more to the I guess pre-teen teen era rather than just like having like silly goofy shows.
You got shows for like Saga.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Oh, so you never watched PBS Kids that much?
I did, but I'm just not too updated on what they're doing now.
So I try. Some people you could probably still talk to them. I might get in contact with someone who knew.
You just gotta find them. You gotta find a way to contact them.
Yeah, someone who. Did you know that the Teletubbies, the girl who did the Sun, most people don't even know that she did the Sun, and she came out not too long ago. But people don't even know. Wow, she played the role of the Sun in the Teletubbies, and Teletubbies they brought him back too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they brought back the Teletubbies.
Yeah. So the thing is, some people you might get in contact with. I know someone who even though I can't get Christy Hui. For Shawn Chronicles, how they brought it back. I'm trying to get in touch with Amy Tan, the creator of Sagwa. So I'm like, they gotta bring Sagwa back. Maybe the Chinese government could bring back. Like I don't mean disrespect or anything, but the Chinese government.
Maybe you can.
Culture,
maybe you
man.
talk to them long enough.
Yeah, the Chinese government could bring the show back.
Like, open up
it's
some
your own
details.
culture, damn it. It's your own culture. Listen, the Qing Dynasty. It was Between the Lions, Reading Rainbow. Oh man!
I remember Reading Rainbow. I remember that show.
And the thing is on the, let's see, one I might have heard about the show. Laurie Berner, I had her on. The Imagination Movers, I'm gonna have Rich Collins soon enough, and I'll let you know when that's the case.
That's cool. That's pretty awesome that you're getting all
That
these
is
people.
awesome. I
You might
appreciate
uncover some lost episodes or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Imagination Movers is not so much a show, but it's a band. You know, it got Rich
Oh, really?
Collins, well, the only people. Oh man, I wish I. What? Can you get high with that?
Wow.
So about the one video, the band movie, the Disney movies, Disney movie theories.
Okay.
What is this one of the most recent videos? Because some of these movies I might have heard, and the top 20 movies theories.
Concerning theories?
Yeah, you got the Monsters Inc.
Yeah, it's the most recent one.
The Toy Story divorce theory. This theory by Jess Nevins explains
never
that
saw
Andy's parents
past
are
Toy
going
Story
through a
1.
divorce during the first Toy
I
Story
wish they would
movie.
make Toy Story 4.
Woody
They
and
could put
Buzz are
Chucky
both
in it.
authority figures, someone heroic and self-righteous for Andy to look up to. This would explain why we can see that Andy's mom has no wedding ring on her finger, or why Andy's family is moving to a smaller house in the first place, without his father's financial support.
WALL-E doomed Earth. The story of WALL-E tells the tale of an inhabitable Earth that has caused humanity to move into space and send robots to clean their home planet. Several years later, the last robot around is WALL-E. Why is that? If robots inhabited the Earth to clean it, and the last remaining one is WALL-E, while there is still all the junk around, how could this have happened? One theory on Reddit claims that WALL-E was the one who destroyed all the other robots. This would explain why he's able to just desecrate the remains of his fellow robots, despite being a being clearly capable of pain and emotion. Maybe this pain and emotion caused him to overthink his own mission. The robots' mission were to gather the trash and compact it, while WALL-E would rather keep the junk to himself. An error in his programming, this could have caused him to destroy other robots so he could keep more artifacts for himself.
So that means he was disturbed, he was sad, and he just wanted to...
There were supposed to be a lot more robots.
Is this one from Aladdin?
For a genie that was supposedly locked up in the lamp for 10,000 years, there's no way he could know what the 3rd century was like. The genie is also aware of modern pop culture references, like being able to pull off a Jack Nicholson impression. One could say that this is just the genie being silly and nothing to take too seriously. But for Disney movies, pop culture references are very uncommon. Most of their films are very modern and timeless.
But have they made a sequel to Aladdin or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I think there's 2 more Aladdin movies.
probably. But will they? I don't know. Like some could come as sequels out of nowhere. The Incredibles is gonna be a sequel. Finding Nemo is gonna be a sequel.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Hell yeah. So. Wow, and Disney, we got a huge corporation like Disney. You could they can make anything on Broadway, and it happens just like that. You know, that's
renewable energy. The only problem is that the monsters believe that humans are entirely toxic, and are actually more afraid of them than the children are of the monsters. But why would monsters think that humans in the
really
first
good.
place?
I recommend it.
Remember that one scene where there was a human sock found on that one monster's fur? The special forces came busting through the windows, vaporizing the sock and shaving the fur. Well, why would they shave the fur? Because of the bubonic plague. Monsters Inc. is a lot more advanced than we are, so it can be assumed that the monsters have been collecting screams for a long time, maybe even since the Dark Ages when the plague was around. The plague was spread mainly through fleas. No fur equals no fleas, and therefore no plague.
So that means they could probably have imprisoned that little girl because she was human. You got also the Incredibles.
Oh yeah.
of it becoming, well, any superpower.
So, what about the Incredibles? There's gonna be Incredibles 2 for anybody who's listening.
Dash is impulsive, so he's fast.
Ooh.
And Violet is shy, so she's invisible, and so on. The Reddit user who made the theory compares Jack Jack to a stem cell, saying that Jack Jack will eventually develop into one specific power as he matures. While he's still young and developing, his powers are also still young and developing. Thus lies.
Wow. I could only wonder what. And it's in production, but you haven't heard a word from me. You have to really look it up. They're not really gonna tell you this.
I don't know.
There's one from The Lion King.
This happens through correcting the wrongs Scar has done. First, Mufasa causes the sickening drought to punish Scar for his betrayal. This also makes Nala search farther for food, which will eventually lead her to Simba, which will cause him to come back home. However, Simba wants to stay with Timon and Pumbaa, so Mufasa insists on the help of his old loyal baboon Rafiki. He then appears to Simba in the clouds to remind him who he is, the rightful king. It's worth mentioning that this is not how the kings of the past usually reveal themselves, according to Rafiki. This supports the idea that Mufasa is still not at peace because Scar hasn't been stopped. Once Scar is overthrown and Simba becomes the rightful king, the drought ends with rain and balance is restored in Pride Rock and in Mufasa.
You know and not too ironic part, the Lion King is actually a girl, just like Zelda. You know that, right? Am I right?
The Lion King's actually a girl.
I believe so, yeah. And same with Zelda.
How?
I don't know. I always thought.
Wait, how is Link a girl?
Yeah. Female characters, the Lion King. And it even looks, dude, like.
I don't think Zelda is a girl, but I don't know about the Lion King. Simba, you're talking about being a girl.
You know, true story. Not too long ago, I once said that I didn't know that Zelda was a girl, and like those guys were about to lose it. You know, like I didn't even know that Zelda was actually a girl. I thought Zelda was actually a guy.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, I thought you were gonna lose it for a second, but now as far as the mysterious deaths, but before I get to that one, what happened to Cars?
Are we gonna go through all the videos?
No. This one and this last video or two, but I don't think I might put to that video that much.
That theory up, since we didn't have talking cars in Toy Story or The Incredibles.
It's just so.
Since then,
it's just
the
very
Pixar
interesting
theory has been in
when
works,
you,
trying to find a way to connect all these stories together through a timeline.
It's just so interesting how you can actually connect all this. I don't know why I didn't say this before. You connect all this. You could look at these cartoons, and it's so interesting. You could literally be for hours just looking on this. Like, you got stuff on the mysterious deaths involving conspiracies. Well, if you're gonna put mysterious death involving conspiracies, look. What about the John Lennon? You look about JF Kennedy.
Oh no, not celebrities. Celebrities is gonna be a different list. I'm talking about like spectators or like people who like knew too much.
Some spectators, well, they weren't asked, and some people who knew too much, well, it was like Barry Jennings. But
this story centers on incredible allegations of spying on a scale never before.
Did you hear about the guy who was arrested recently? And he confessed to killing 2 people?
Which guy?
Was a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was the Robert Durst. What the hell did I do? I killed them all. He admitted on tape killing someone. That is OD.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. It says Robert does to the Jinx unsolved killings. He admitted to kill them all. That is unbelievable. You would think that
It is. Wow.
people wouldn't. You would think that it wouldn't. People wouldn't do such a thing. But like when you sell your soul and you do such stupid things. Oh boy.
It just arises out of people. Maybe it gets too much for them.
And wow. And so he said, I saw this around yesterday, the day after. He says, I killed them all. That's what he said. And he's like sitting down. The camera didn't show his face necessarily. And so I don't know how. Wow. I hope if I'm a celebrity, I don't do such stupid thing like that.
Imagined. It involves America's Central Intelligence Agency selling computer programs to foreign nations. These programs allegedly allow the CIA to spy on the intelligence agency.
They're told to let real terrorists go. This was probably on. They didn't call on mainstream. Well, probably went on mainstream. They would actually get these. They would bring the real terrorists, cause all stupid crap, and then when they find real terrorists, which they are, thanks to corrupt people in the system, they are told to let go. They could have killed Bin Laden twice, but they never did. Bin Laden died of, I think he had a liver failure in the hospital. His body is probably somewhere in D.C. or Maryland. And if you think the Navy SEALs thing, that's actually a body double. They didn't depose it in the sea like they said. They brought it back here. The CIA brought it back here, but they didn't tell the media, obviously.
60s. On November 22nd, 1967, just 20 minutes before the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Kupcinet called from California claiming that Kennedy was going to be shot.
Whoa.
Kupcinet was allegedly told about the assassination by her father, who was told by Jack Ruby, a nightclub operator in Texas and a major figure in organized crime. Some believe that Kupcinet's death was to silence her and her family, though her father, Irv Kupcinet, denied his daughter of having prior knowledge to Kennedy's assassination. Dar Hammarskjöld. Dar Hammarskjöld was a UN Secretary General.
Wow. Woman was told by her father that Kennedy was gonna die. And they probably got rid of her too.
A few days beforehand.
What do you think on that one?
And now she's dead.
Carolyn Kennedy is one of the only living children, but she's now ambassador to Japan. It's very touchy subject, very edgy. So even
I doubt she would say anything about it.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate that some people, a few more people have gone killed because of what's happening.
Yeah, and people, it's just
including
even
Kennedy's
if
assassination.
Armed, like you can have all kinds of bodyguards, but still, it's very touchy subject. You know, people can't even question it. Why? Because we're so afraid of standing up for ourselves. The system is getting stronger, so we're not gonna be able. There's gonna be a point where we're not gonna be able to question ourselves. So we have to stand up for ourselves now. Otherwise, it's gonna be North Korea here in a few years.
Followed by the FBI, to the point of annoyance and insanity. He wrote a handwritten letter to President George Bush pleading for his life. Al Cooper was in the Navy.
Oh yeah, William Cooper.
He also claimed to have seen secret documents about government dealings with extraterrestrials.
They killed the guy. They bugged Michael Hastings' car. They killed him too. Was it that guy? Was it Barnaby Jack? Cocaine. He died. No, they put cocaine. They killed Ted Gunderson as well. They killed these people. Don't fall for the official story. It's just that the problem is you can't prove.
In the late 1990s,
that's the thing.
Cooper believed he was being targeted by President Bill Clinton. In 1999, Jim fell off a stage and broke his knee. He was rushed to the hospital, where he stated, "I have this feeling that if they put me under, I'm not coming back." After his knee surgery, there was a blood clot that released and entered his lungs. David Kelly. David Kelly was a British scientist and authority on biological warfare. He was Heineman committed suicide by shooting himself in the head.
I told you about that one before. How they got Gary Webb, most likely. They go into your house. They threaten to kill your family. You should look this up. Don't take my word for it. And you know, like the sophisticated ninjas that these people are, they go to your family. They shoot you in the head, and then they make it look as if you killed them.
Killed yourself?
Yeah, and your family too. David Crowley. We're not gonna hear much from David Crowley, unfortunately. And the movie ever gets made, some people say it's getting made. But I don't know what the heck is going on with Crowley. Some people would not come on. They think it's too soon. They think it's too soon to come on, so they would not come on. So I wish they could. I wish someone would come on. Anybody, I would even disguise the voice, but.
Or bring up the issue.
Yeah, nobody's gonna come. That's the problem. That's how, and they say the New World Order is bull. It's not bull. Look at all this madness that's happening. People are freaking dying. You don't know why they die, and people just believe anything they're told. So, Gray State, this is the preview of it. It's basically America is a police state. The writer of this film did not kill himself. This was a murder by a state, top-rated comment. And so. This is no accident. Michael Hastings was not accident. But like some people could come up with their videos, murder updates. I don't know what the heck is going on. But
it'd be hard to track down some of the information.
But
I'm pretty sure most of it would be like erased or something.
And so, come on, they're like, oh, he killed himself. He was so sad. So sad. I'm not stupid. They're trying to buy official story. Don't buy the official story. There's a reason why he got killed. If the movie was about something else, he wouldn't have gotten killed. We have to be aware of this stuff. There's another one. You put it here.
Were found dead after the friends of Marshall's kids came to check on them.
If he was I'm not sure if he was Philip Marshall, congressman?
Philip Marshall.
Yeah, him and his wife and 2 employees.
Philip Marshall had a lot to do with like
they were all killed.
Aliens, I think.
They were all killed in an airplane. And there was one where was it the CIA controls America? This one was from InfoWars. It was 10 minutes of somebody made in the staff. The CIA controls America, and you got somebody from who bombed the plane in Cuba, and they're still in Miami. He's still in Miami. You got somebody who was trying to overthrow the U.S. government, and they came out.
One veterans to stage a coup d'etat and overthrow the United States government.
This was found out, so it was failed, just like Operation Northwoods, where we got bombed. Cubans.
Oh, wow.
We gotta bomb our own ships and we blame Cuba. And Operation Paperclip, where we bring Nazis. That's where you get NASA. You also get the CIA.
By the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, to smuggle known Nazi war criminals into the United States for recruitment into U.S. intelligence agencies. The Nazis. September 1947. The CIA specialized in propaganda, economic warfare, sabotage, and demolition. By the early 1950s, they controlled over 25
CBS. If you ever watched CBS,
and wire agencies and had 3,000
the head of CBS was visited by CIA officials and he sell out.
Journalists willing to promote the views of the CIA included members of the New York Times, Time Magazine, Newsweek, the Washington Post.
Kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
At CBS,
President CBS, Sig Mickelson,
had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole News and Public Affairs operation in 1954, ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them.
We're really talking about...
yeah, and his Michael Hayden. See, it's all kinds of stuff. People are selling out, and CBS is still one of the biggest mass media. And you got here Michael Rupert, that he was killed by Well, probably the same reason that I've told about all the other people.
They just knew too much.
Yeah. Here's Michael Rupert. He was also killed.
Throughout this country for a long time.
So, you know, this is deep crud we're getting into, And now, the last part of the thing is, the last part I want to talk about is the phenomena. You got all kinds of stuff besides creepypasta. What exactly is the creepypasta? I've heard of that stuff.
Well, creepypastas are essentially they're internet horror stories, and a lot of them are a lot of them allude to the fact that it could be real, like the Rugrats theory. That's a creepypasta. It's a story. There's also a lost SpongeBob episode called Squidward's Suicide.
Oh wow.
That's a creepypasta, and they're just stories, but they're really good stories.
Oh wow. There's one where this woman was a person without emotions. This woman that like was starting to I think eat the head of the doctors. This was somewhere in Japan a long time ago, and then she's like
there's something similar to it called
and she ran away and never heard of it again.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, what's it called? The Expressionless?
I think that's the case, yeah.
Search it.
Expressionless. Yeah, it showed a woman. It showed a woman being taken over by two. Oh boy, that is crazy. And I don't know. Have you heard from the Expressionless much?
Yeah, I know a lot of creepypastas.
Oh, you know it more than I do, though, man. And also, you also believe in aliens?
Oh yeah. Aliens are. I don't know what it is about them.
They exist. It's just that they don't want to. They don't want to come here. However, if all hell breaks loose, then they're gonna have to come here.
No, well, if the universe is truly infinite, then it's pretty much downright certain that there's something out there.
They're gonna have to come here, and oh boy. So,
but Chris, I have to head out in a little bit.
Oh yeah, can you talk about a little bit of what is this experiment creepypasta, scariest creepypastas, and what's your stance on the aliens? You made a few.
Well, with aliens, I do believe that they're out there. Like I said before, if the universe truly is infinite and just goes on and on and on, then there has to be something. It'd be better than just being all alone in this big old empty space. Aliens are just another thing that I always found really interesting. That I always spend my time looking up, like documentaries or The Fourth Kind, that movie, or just like experimentation that the government has supposedly done. With aliens, ever since Roswell or just stuff like that.
Supposedly, and take out the word supposedly. By the way, the Roswell is basically a crash UFO. They're not gonna tell you anything about it much. It's still classified, but they crashed the UFO. They took the UFO and they took the technology from the UFO. That's basically what it is. And as far as I had a conversation with someone who was Christian, and their face was like getting red, like they did not believe in aliens. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they're hiding something.
Yeah, he just didn't believe in it, but he's a cool guy. That's the thing. But as far as the phenomena, you could look up a woman who was impregnated by aliens, and there's proof of this. You see, it's very gross stuff. It's not even. There's no Hollywood makeup. There's no green screen. There's no blue screen. There's no makeup. There's no movie magic. No nothing like that. And there's also this guy who was interviewed, and he found a piece of something in his skin, and that was like some unknown substance, an unknown piece of metal.
Like a chip.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And there was a woman who was impregnated by aliens. She had to have an abortion.
What happened?
She had an abortion, and
the fetus looked like...
There's this woman impregnated by aliens UFO abduction video,
Europa y muy especialmente a Italia.
You're not gonna hear this in American media. You're gonna hear this in foreign media, like
una
South
novela,
America or
pero
Europe.
Por primera vez.
Recuerdo que era un disco volador que estaba flotando, de color metálico. No recuerdo cómo llegué adentro de él.
En el laboratorio encontraron que esta sustancia no era natural.
It was not natural. All kinds of stuff found it in the lab, and you see a
Con puntos de referencia o acercamientos donde lo que encontró el médico fue algo espantoso, un híbrido entre humano y otra raza.
It looked like it was a human race and a bunch of other.
Oh, wow.
And there was tangible evidence of UFO alien visitation. Must see or UFO sightings. Dr. Moose alien implants found.
With the abductees, the outer biological membrane was removed. It revealed a triangular-shaped object. This object was housed in yet another.
Join us live tonight on.
Well, there's been numerous laboratories, and I'd have to have a camera that would cover.
There's also evidence of real alien implants, amazing footage of doctors finding and removing first alien implants. So see, that.
They're not part of his body.
I think we'll be able to find it. We've got a marker where we're going in. If we can get the Kelly clamp, which is a small clamp, and grab it without having to make a big incision, that'll be great. Smaller and smaller inside there. I don't see anything now.
No. Magnified image of a small particle which came from John's toe. And as we increase the radio wave, I think we have a perfect.
They put like all kinds of sensors and it went off the charts basically. And
oh man.
Yep. So wow, all this kinds of stuff, and just from cartoons and theories, man. You're an expert on this stuff, on a lot more stuff than I thought. And
that's kind of what I want my channel to be, just to cover like the mysteries of the world, you know.
Yeah, and
I want to talk about Anonymous soon. I want to talk about some urban legends. I want to just talk about just a bunch of stuff.
We could probably talk about that next time. I'm gonna try to contact these people I've said, but I want to get you on again in a few months, probably like in August. Hopefully I'll be back in August or September.
Hopefully we can get a group of people, have a little discussion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would be great. That would be awesome. I'd love to.
Definitely. Before you go, I know you couldn't stay longer, and actually I can't stay longer much either. But before you go, what would you like to say to all listeners out there?
Well, to all listeners, this world is just surely a bizarre place. But don't let it scare you. Live your life, because there are millions and millions of people out there that don't even know this is happening, and it's not affecting them. It's all just information, and it's what you do with it that really matters. So you can pursue it. You can pursue it. You can learn more. You can do that if you want, or you can just live and live happy.
Yeah, and you have to,
But don't be dumb. Don't ignore it, because it exists.
Of course, and in the next few months, stuff is gonna hit the fan. So you gotta watch your back, everybody. Because of the way things are going on in the world, how messed up things are, everything's gonna be interrupted.
And this isn't a new thing. I mean, like there's been problems. There's been conspiracies. There's been just bad stuff ever since the dawn of man, essentially. It's just like, with technology rapidly evolving and free information with Wikipedia and like websites and just like all this stuff that you can find.
Yeah, I've been told by people off air about this. Off active high level. And he's like, some guy who, if you ever heard of the Stanley Meyer water-powered cars, one of the stuff that got me into all this. And you're like, he tried to get him for a billionaire. They tried to buy him for $1 billion. And he wouldn't buy, so they had to go and poison him with
oh, man.
Yep, they killed him. And so he was some kind of technology, and then then it's about stuff or Unity, over unity is basically putting out energy but getting a lot more back than we put into it. You cannot have more than 20% effectiveness. It cannot be more than 120%. And you can increase your carbon mileage. Well, how much you get per gas? If you get 10 gallons, you could probably get 20 or do the math on that one. But you can't, otherwise it's classified. You put a national security order on you. But that's going to be for another day, though, because...
Yeah, I was completely unaware of that.
Yeah, there is such thing as that. I've been told that off air by a bunch of people. Some people who wouldn't even come on.
But like stuff like this just fascinates me. I have no explanation for it.
It's out there. This is people in the government. Actually, there are good people in the government who are speaking out on this. You know, they know about it. They know I'm on point on this. And there's, you know, the stuff is off the charts to what we do know. Imagine the stuff we don't know.
Yeah, I've learned a lot just with this conversation with you.
Definitely. Oh,
but
I'm glad you did. Hopefully you'll spread the message.
Yeah. But I never want to tell people what to believe. I don't want to come up as, oh, you have to believe in this. You have to say this. I'm giving the information, and you do what you want with it. But this is it. This is the world. This is just how things are. There's no perfect way to... It's never going to resolve. So it's good just to know about it.
The thing is, you have to make people aware of it, you know?
Yeah, aware of it, but just I don't want to come off as like, forcing people to accept my view on things. But people should definitely be aware. And if they're not, then that's cool. Because I know tons of people that aren't aware, and they're just living their life normally.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. It's not like the government's not going to come after you for knowing this. It's free knowledge.
Well, it was awesome having you on, Jorge. I want to have you on like maybe sometime in August or so, and get somebody else. If possibly get somebody who was in. He was he was actually not supposed to. He was a super soldier. I wish I could get him on. But if I don't, I'll get some guy. I will get a guy who talked to him, and he was a soldier.
There's more conspiracy channels on YouTube. There's the John Gaslam. There's Mac Time to Do. They also do like conspiracies and secrets and stuff like that.
We could all get together.
Have a little discussion.
Yeah, I hope. I don't know if Skype has more than 3 people. I'm sure you can have a lot.
Yeah,
more.
it can. Yeah, it can.
Yeah. We'll do that. By the way, there's also inappropriate scenes in Phineas and Ferb. I never thought there was much. I think that just the dialogue, but then there's scenes.
Yeah, just some fascinating things.
Definitely. Well, it was a hell of a good time I had with you on the show, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great discussion, and it's kind of like fun looking back at some of my older videos. I haven't watched the top 20 childhood conspiracy theories in a while, so it was fun reliving that.
Yep. Hopefully we could bring these back.
For sure.
In the future. I'm just one man, though. Hopefully somebody out there could help me out. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
See ya.
See ya. Wow. Holy mother. That was a long discussion, but it was worth it. You know, so much, and there's even more. This is only a teensy bit. This is only a tip of the iceberg. Only the tip of the iceberg. There's way more stuff than this. There could be stuff that can get rid of diseases in no time at all. There could be stuff that could do who knows what. It's just out there, man. You just gotta open your mind. You know, not the... No, open your mind. When you open your mind, you'll uncover so much. You know, knowledge is useless without imagination. You know, if you even look at a tip of the iceberg in a picture, you see, yeah, wow, there's so much down there. Yeah, there is so much down there, even I don't know. And there's so much knowledge, it's even covered for one day. Maybe 1 hour. 1 year is too much. It's so much. It's so much dicey stuff. But I'll get as much as I possibly can. You know, especially it's the classified stuff. It's out there. Just look for it, man. Don't be lazy now. We all want this country back. We cannot get lazy, man. What happened to the America I've heard about in history? You know, I don't trust the history books, but you get the idea. You know, back to the colonists, the founding fathers, man. Whatever happened to that, man? Let's bring that back. You know?